We are live.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. Well, welcome back, guys. We had a little time off, which is good. Gets reinvigorates the juices, etc. So last time we took a little trip through Arcadia, if I recall.
Arcadia.
Is that so?
Arcadia.
It is so.
Oh yeah.
So
You have to give me a 1 second replay.
Big myself a red cap.
Lots of crazy fairies. We didn't kill all of them. In fact, we only killed one of them. But he was a red cap, so he deserved it.
He had it coming. So yeah, they went to Arcadia. They basically freed Adrian of one of his instincts. I believe it was to serve the powerful. We decided that would have to be the one, right?
I was going to rewrite it as something equally complicated.
But then you thought
to serve the innocent.
To serve the innocent. Ooh, that is neat. Ooh, that's going to be very interesting. You just gave me so much to work with.
It's slightly different than, serve the weak, but it has equal complexity with it in terms of a bad guy could still be innocent, depending on the definition.
Well, and it also
animal.
It also has a lot of play for, I got to do this, but oh no, shit. All right, very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Let me actually go on my little cheat sheet. And to serve the innocent, to replace it. Excellent. To serve the innocent, to protect the valuable, to hunt the disloyal, to break the defiant. So, Thursday night. Basically.
So the other thing I liked about rewriting that instinct was it was an example of you providing a reward to fit the fiction as opposed to something that was just mechanically, gained.
Gotcha. Yeah, and this is and like fighting it's going to be very interesting when you resist.
Right.
There may be times when you have to resist this, but we'll definitely be putting more situations where you have to resist the others and get some other points there. So, yeah. Well, cool. Let's see. Where was the doc last episode? Do we establish that?
Technically, he could have been upgrading a few things. But I don't think it was established.
Okay, well, cool. What did you upgrade? Let's put it that way.
So, because I had an advantage.
Yeah, advance.
I did pick as a thing to add 2 more features to my workspace.
Ooh.
So I took a library of old books to go in the theme of the things that I've been collecting, and to excel my weaponsmithing is a forge.
Nice, an actual freaking forge. Very nice.
An actual forge.
Cool.
So going down this route of the commission to build out this sword, which is not even a technical thing yet, but I'm still obligated to build it, I believe, because it's been designed and drawn.
Well, let's do this. Let's do a scene. I mean, there's been enough time since the request was made. Let's do a scene definitely where you kind of walk us through creating it. This is like a huge part of your character, your workshop. So I want to make sure we, feature that. Let's see here. And Adrian. So let's see. Anything you guys want to open with real quick before I actually get to the opening moves? Session intro move. Oh, that's cool. Did anyone else have any advances they snagged?
I will be after tonight or after this next.
This opening session
moves.
Nice. As if you weren't already freaking dangerous. Yeah, we need more.
More,
Is that the way
more.
that it sort of, not, I don't want to say mathematically, but is that the way that it generally works out? Because if you have a character who has, so there's 4 factions, and if we're playing 10 sessions, that means you're at least getting 2 advances theoretically.
And you're doing more, what you call it, moves. Help me out here. Faction moves. Where
Faction moves.
that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean you're gonna definitely get more advances that way.
Wow.
Let me see here. Cool. That's awesome. All right, well let's get to it. Who wants to be brave today and start us off with our first session intro move?
I've used up all my ideas. I need to think harder.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
I will.
All right, what you got, buddy?
I only have mortality marks, so anyone else? The person I trust the least, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say Doc, because Eugene just went with me to Arcadia, and he really didn't have to go. Of course,
All
maybe
right.
he was just keeping an eye on me, but
There's that. So, what factions do you have? Did you say you have left?
I have Night, Power, and Wild to be marked.
Cool. All right, Doc. Which one do you want to highlight for in this session or spotlight, as this series was?
Sorry, Night Power and
Wild.
Wild. How about Wild?
Okay.
Cool. Lots of opportunities there.
Done Wild. Let's see. Let's see. Last time we saw the Fae,
Literally in Arcadia.
we were literally in Arcadia. They didn't seem necessarily interested in coming out. Kuro got injured. And then we established that the vampires had banded together with someone else to make a play for the Leeline power, while both the Fae and the power was weak. So let's include Arcadia. The Fae starting to be attacked by Night now with the vampires.
Ooh.
After finally wrestling control of the Fae had won the battle for the Leeline stuff, didn't they? Or was it still TBD?
I believe we established the mages kind of won at least the initial push. I'm not sure if we can say it's like firmly in their grasp, but
so the Fae, being on their back foot from both the mages and the vampires moving in, have pulled out all the stops and have called in, both demons as well as some of the larger Fae creatures to help fight their battles.
ooh, we'll probably have to make some, create some debts to get that to happen.
I need to say how. Let's see. You got tell them. See what you've heard. Yep, I just need to tell them about what I've heard. We can see how I'm trapped in it shortly. Wild session intro.
Okay, 7.
Partial success.
All right, so you're neck deep in it. You owe someone on that faction debt, and someone in that faction owes you.
Okay.
So how are you involved in all this? How did you get dragged in?
Well, I got dragged in because I'm one of those wild creatures that
all right.
that they need. However, it's something they now have to ask for because they tried to order me, and I was like, no, not so much. What's it worth to you, and how can I help? So I'm gonna say that I owe.
You want me to bring up the
that-
NPC chart, or does that help you?
No, I'm gonna say that I owe Ashra a debt,
Okay.
the pixie, because she sort of, put herself on the line to Queen Mab and said, well, all you have to do is order, what's his face here, and so Queen Mab, summons me and orders me, and I'm like, no, so that's something that Ashra thought she had locked up, and now her credit is pretty low with Mab,
Gotcha. She kind of spent her debts.
and I
Gotcha.
feel responsible for that.
Okay, cool. And who owes you?
I'm gonna say it's Mab, because I've been standing toe to toe with the vampires.
Cool. Awesome. I'm gonna write that down, definitely. Cool. All right.
Why not?
And of course,
Why not get a debt on the queen?
and make sure you mark wild also.
I did.
Cool.
So standing toe to toe with the vampires. Sorry, the meaning
So
that
the
you
vampires banded together in order to attack the Fae and the wizards both, while they're both weakened, and they've partnered with someone else from outside the city to do this. So basically, someone outside the city is pulling their strings to get the vampires who were previously fighting together.
got it. And you were with the vampires or against?
No, I was against the vampires. I was
Got it.
serving
Fighting
my
against
faction, which is wild.
Yep. Awesome.
Got
All
it.
right. All right. Who's
So
our
what
next?
she owes you the debt.
Who's our next brave soul?
I'll go.
All right.
Really,
Cool.
I've only got one to pick from. That's mortality.
Cool. Well, who do you trust least? Let's find out who to spotlight you anyway.
Who do I trust the least? I think I've seen some interesting,
Fucked up shit.
yeah, some weird shit that involves Adrian. I don't know. There's something about that odd twitch or quirk that he suddenly developed lately.
I don't think it's sudden. Sudden to you.
The odd twitch where I, just ask you to randomly drop me off at a cemetery, and you decide to try not to notice,
No reason.
or
wonder-
the fact where I was actually eating the red cap after we fought him.
No, that's a good one. That's true. But I guess, but I'm more concerned about your sudden curiosity for all things gentle and fair. So,
Okay.
Well, then I will say you can mark mortality.
thank you.
Excellent. All right. What's your thing? What
is my thing?
What's your
indeed?
conflict or rumor that you've heard that gets you involved? That you're in the middle of?
Yep. So the rumor that I've heard is that there is a hunter of mages that's been on the street, and supposedly hired by the Fae, and he's been apparently picking off some of the lesser mages that have been, too far from the sanctum.
Cool. All right. So how are you involved? Is this like maybe someone from your group or maybe somebody you know?
Nobody from my group, but it's not anybody that they know of, and so due to my own entanglements already with them, it's really turned up the watch on me.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, so now I'm starting to catch it out of corners of my eye everywhere. Like, it feels like they're starting to enclose on me.
Right. All right. Cool. Make your roll.
Okay.
A roll with mortality.
Session intro mortality.
8. All right. Same thing. You're neck deep in it. You owe someone in that faction debt, and someone that faction owes you.
Okay. So I owe somebody in the mortality debt, and they owe me. Um, so I guess to stick to the story, let's say I do know who this mage is, but he specifically asked me to take the blame to shift all attention to me.
Gotcha.
So that
Are you talking the mage or the hunter?
Sorry, the mage hunter. Yeah.
Mage hunter. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So he owes you for doing this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. So people are looking at you a little tighter. That's awesome. And so who
Yep.
do you owe?
So does it have to be that faction that I would end up owing?
It should be in mortality.
Okay.
And it could be like, again, we can bring up the NPCs. It could be like that police captain maybe turned a blind eye to something you were doing because you happen to know.
Yeah, we could say this whole thing took place over, one particular incident where I almost bought it. He saved my ass, but the whole thing was witnessed.
Okay.
And yeah, let's go with the police captain. So
Okay, Captain Richard Walker.
So Captain Richard Walker then who, for his own reasons, whatever they may be, has said that he would just keep this under wraps and we should go about our merry way for now.
Cool. Very cool. Excellent.
So I suppose I need to give this mage hunter a name.
Yeah.
All right. Let's call him. Alex. Alex Iteria. Yeah, Alex Iteria.
Cool. Axiteria it is. We have quite the rogues gallery going in our NPC lines here. Good job. Excellent. All right, cool. That leaves just one person left.
The master of the conflict.
The master of the opening intro move.
Yeah.
All right.
Or not.
So first, let's start off with who do you trust least? Who's going to spotlight you?
Who do I trust the least? So I think I will end up trusting, and I don't know why yet. I'm just gonna go with Eugene this time.
Okay. That's fair.
And I have all factions available to be marked.
Cool. All right, Eugene, what's your call?
You have all factions to be marked.
Yes, so mortality, night, power, or wild.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with wild.
Okay.
All right, no pressure. No pressure, Doc.
No problem. Can you throw up the NPC list again?
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to go for broke that somehow Queen Mab has found out that I was commissioned by Julian to build this sword. And she is not happy about that.
That's perfect, man. You have mastered the intro move. Congratulations. Yes. Actually, you know what? That's awesome.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Good job.
Because that would be bad.
Gotcha. Yeah, especially with your buddies are kind of on the side of the Fae-ish at the moment, so that's going to cause interesting things. All right, go ahead and make your roll, man.
It's in my character sheet, but too slow. All right, wild session intro.
11. Holy crap.
Dang.
All right. You're mastering the. You're definitely mastering the session intro move. All right. Let's see. On a 10+, you're prepared for the conflict you laid out. You have a debt on someone in that faction, or a useful piece of information or equipment, your choice. So you get to choose either you have a debt or a useful piece of information or equipment, and then I choose what that useful piece of information or equipment is. Should you choose that one?
Okay. That's interesting. So my conflict is Mab has found out that I'm doing a thing, but even though she's found out, she may still owe me something.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. That's the gist of the concept?
Or someone in that faction.
Or someone in the faction.
Again, we may call out that she's, because she commissioned you without giving you anything, without, kind of putting your life in danger, maybe by choosing a side-ish before she found out about this. Maybe she owes you for the commission, maybe.
Yeah.
Or if you want the useful piece of information or equipment.
I think since I am more of a still seems to be a broker of gear, I'm going to go for the useful piece of equipment.
All right, cool. Let us see here. I am going to say that... Let's see, what we give it? So this conflict is with Mab, basically, and the court. I'm gonna say that you have you kind of were doing your trades with various people as you do. Again, you're a veteran technically, playbook, but you're kind of on the verge of what's the other one? The collector dude. What is his playbook?
Oh, crap! Yeah, that's right.
The dragon.
No.
Oh, the scholar.
Scholar, yes. You're almost a scholar if you weren't so much a builder of things and, kind of old and... Whoop.
Fire.
Oh, God. That's my place. Crap. Alright, let's see how the girls deal with it. Question. Let's see how we do. Is the time clock going?
Unplug the battery.
Well, these are radio linked, so one goes that transmits to all in the whole house.
Oh,
you can see,
no.
you can hear the echo.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself just to not be annoying, and let's see if they get it. Otherwise, I'm going up.
Technical difficulty break. This is where you need to pro streamers have that cutscene that says "Be right back" with the dancing somethings.
Nothing more exciting than dancing something.
Yeah. There was one that I was watching that she was not super number of viewers, but she had great cutscene animation. So she did the zoom into the camera real close to eyes and zoom out, and it was really very good.
Cool.
Good do not disturb.
Oop. Apparently nobody's cooking anything, so they spontaneously decided to go off, which is great.
Awesome.
All right. Okay. So where was I? Yes. So your piece of equipment. So yes, you're trading back and forth, and you ran across Fairy Charm, which you were given. Which this is kind of like a. It's not a debt, but it's something that fairy royalty would pass around. Kind of almost as if a writ of protection, you carry this into the other court and they can't hurt you, type of thing. So that's what you have, and it may or may not be something that Mab would not hurt you over having, but it may be something that someone in that faction wants to trade for and may be willing to overlook this whole issue, type of thing. Does that make sense?
Yes. So a favor someone would want, or
or something that would maybe protect you for a little bit, or maybe something would overlook something to get it. That type of goodness.
Got it.
Cool. All righty.
Nice.
Good. All right. Well, we're actually ready to start the session now. Good job, boys.
Record time.
Yep. And Doc has mastered the intro move. So, again, this is session 8. Yeah. So awesome. All right. Hey, you know what? We forgot to do the whole introductions thing, by the way. So we have welcome to Urban Channels. Welcome to Midian. I was just so excited to get everybody here and do the intro moves.
Midian before the credits here.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. We have to roll the opening thing too. So yeah, so let's actually do that. That'll be our introduction this time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Again, we won't be able to hear it, boys, but the viewers will. So here we go.
Do they hear us?
The viewers will.
All right, cool. There we go.
Very cool.
Cool. Now we're all introduced and everything, so good job. All right, so let's do this session thing. This is session 8 of 10. After this, there's only 2 more. Dose. That's all she wrote for New Midian, for the moment at least. So yeah, let's get into it. So, if you guys are cool, I want to start off a scene with Doc. Like I said, I want to have him making this weapon. You know, it's one of his big things. He spent a lot of time on it, and it's kind of been ingrained in this whole, in the like a lot of the fiction here. So, why don't you, Doc? Why don't you describe how you're doing this, what you're using, what you're making use of to from your new acquisitions, maybe even.
Sure. So somewhere along the way, I think that when we were dealing and speaking with, and I'm going to get the NPC's gentleman wrong, Christianos,
Yep,
the
Cristiano.
dragon.
Mhm.
So we acquired the book, and that was sort of I believe I'm just saying that I got a chance to look at it, which kind of started, I wouldn't say a collector pack rat desire, but so I started acquiring and trying to get some others to be able to kind of research the details about this particular weapon for Julianne. The concept being the flaming sword cane, and so that was kind of the key to kind of understand the metallurgy that would be required to build out the blade,
Very
and
cool.
kind of the concept of how do you imbue fire into a weapon, because I'm technically not a wizard, so I needed to have a reagent to be able to do that, and that became the um, gems from past travels in history that would go into the eye sockets of the hilt of the sword cane.
Ooh.
And as a result of my trying to be more self-sufficient and a little bit more recluse, then that led into the need to be able to forge the blade, because I didn't have any contacts for that, so needed to begin working that on my own. So while in downtime and not necessarily involved in some of the particular scenes of the other folk, that's what I'd been working on crafting. So turns out that the components were the right ones, and I didn't need to do any additional research or seek out any additional help. Was able to create and forge the weapon that Julian had technically commissioned for. So now I'm having a little bit of regret, because I know that it was a good job and it works as desired. So when you draw the blade, it flames and will definitely do damage and provide some good light show and mystical. Give you the stature and kind of the effect of having this in public. So it will be very eye catching and a little bit glamorous, which is good for a mage that they tend not. At least Julian doesn't strike me as the character who's sort of like more covert. And so, yeah, the blade itself, nothing particularly amazing about the process. I didn't end up. It's not a holy weapon, so it wasn't built with any of the other kind of relic type kind of attributes. But it's stronger than regular steel, and definitely of good quality that he should be pretty happy with.
Cool. Now, and what the hilt? What is it? What are the eyes of? What kind of beast?
Oh, so it would be So rather than going with a Western themed dragon, it would be a Eastern Asian style. So it's kind of got the whiskers that are in the kind of the metal goes down the hilt, and then the eyes themselves. Actually, so instead of glowing eyes, which what I thought, but instead of like as it grabs the pearl is where the gem actually is. So it's kind of got that the mouth, and then the gem is in the mouth. Obviously, you can't just pluck it out. Yeah, grr. And then so yeah, nicely stylized that way. Then the Asian was a little bit more sleeker, so that's why that way it's not like there aren't like Western dragon would give you the thorns and spikes on the spine, so this is a little bit more smooth and flowy. um, but yeah, so it looks like a normal because that's normal, a sword cane with the with a Asian dragon style head with and it's got it's biting instead of the pearl, it's biting the a fiery gemstone.
Gotcha. Now you've been calling this a sword cane. Does it actually look like a cane until you unsheath it?
When you unsheath, that's when it flames on, and by the quirk, you have to actually resheath it to extinguish the flame. So you can't. There's no code word or anything like that that will stop it from flaming. So you have to actually resheath that.
Cool. Very cool, man. Awesome.
So yeah, so was able to expand my workshop because I needed to pull in the forgery, and now like I'm pretty close to being full on weaponsmither maker.
Yeah, yeah. And
which is
what I
direction.
Yeah, what I like about the doc is he is like the quintessential arms dealer. He like, yeah, I'll sell to both sides. I'm cool. I'm down with that. This is all right.
It's gonna make a lot of money.
I'm just a professional. I'm not actually pulling the trigger. I'm a professional. I make things. I'm an artist. What people do with my art is up to them. If they do good things, it's great. If they do bad things, it's great. It's not on me. It's not on me. I'm just an artist.
I'm just.
And I respect that.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how this falls in because of the conflict over the ley line and the fact that the Vamps got involved with it, which means I have to check to see if I've got a debt from either an Ivan or Dmitri where they're going to be like, hey, we need you to build something for us now. You build something for the Julians. Yeah, kind of on the lookout for that marker to be called.
Gotcha. Speaking of which, would Eugene and Adrian be interested in heading to the Doc's workshop?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Cool. Definitely time to meet up, and maybe you probably heard he's got his new, book collection and actual freaking forge. Is it like electric powered, like the bellows, or is it like you're actually like cranking something or pushing it down, or
Yeah, it's definitely
Is it more modern, or is it more medieval looking?
Oh no, definitely would be more modern. I mean, it still does the effect that it needs to, but it isn't, like it doesn't take a hearth, hearth. Yeah, it doesn't take a full part of the wall, but it's a bit more modernized, but still able to get kind of the effects that you need, higher heat to be able to forge the right kind of, because the metals I've got are not just going to be the normal kind. So
molten salt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. Very nice. Good touch.
So yeah.
Very cool, man. All right. So so you guys have cruised down to Doc's workshop. You are as you guys kind of open up the thing, you have to do the elevator up. You open it up, and Doc, you've been kind of really paying attention to all your cameras and everything. Not your cameras, I'm sorry. You have cameras, but you've been really paying attention to your artwork. You've been forging, learning to forge, and making this thing. As you guys open the thing, you see Ivan. His head is sitting in there, and written in blood is "Moving time, Dimitri."
Oh, in my lift?
Yeah, in your lift. If you end up going back on like the footage, you will see like a couple random vamp thugs dropping him off there, or hurt him. And he's all like, his being a vamp, he's desiccated. His dead head is desiccated, but not quite dust. But you definitely know it's Ivan.
So his own coven basically has called him out as a traitor or something.
Well, there were kind of the two factions of vamps. There was Dimitri's and Ivan's, and it looks like Ivan's the one that's maybe been getting a little more power these days.
I didn't realize.
If you had to guess, I don't want to put words in the mouth of the fiction, but that's what we kind of been building up to here.
Okay.
And plus, again, with the involvement that like Adrian and Doc had brought in, that was the vamps are getting a little more power, and things are going to happen.
Right. So they're fighting amongst each other a little bit for who's winning.
As night does.
I wanted that one. Jeez.
You wanted? There's a fresh Dimitri out there for you if you're really vamp hunting.
Mhm.
But
moving time, the implication is I have to move.
yeah, I remember if I remember correctly, the original conflict he came up with was that Dimitri was trying to edge you out to get your property.
Yes.
And Ivan was kind of standing in his way. Just to kind of refresh everybody on the story. It's been a little while. A couple weeks since we played.
That is going to be uncomfortable.
Are you kidding me?
There's the Dimitri now.
Yeah, there is. God damn it. All right, I'll be right back.
Boop up.
If they're connected by radio, do they have IP? You could just log into them and shut them off.
Or a jammer. I need a jammer. I need to jam the signal.
Build it.
Yeah. Contrary to character reality, I am not a builder. Unless you count Crossout where you build cars. And that's just a game. I'm trying to go back into my notes to remember that is going to be... Yep, that's right. Ivan was the one that dressed in the tracksuit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is going to be a hell of a conflict. And do you know which faction won when they made the play for the ley lines?
Well, power was up in terms of, who was winning.
Okay.
But no one had won. It wasn't over.
Okay. Oh, they just made a play. They made a play for it.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why I played that, the Fae were, pulling out all the stops to, fight back.
Dang. I'm just trying to envision larger Fae creatures at night in a city. That
dragons, giants.
Oh my god.
Whatever they, of course they can hide themselves, but
yeah. Reminds me of a series that I'd been reading that part of the one of the abilities of a shape-changing race was to cast out this disguise spell basically that would befuddle the minds of humans so that if they had a giant battle,
technical difficulties.
Oh,
no. All right. Yeah, like I said, they're all linked by a radio, so one goes off. So one of them I'm not even going to troubleshoot tonight which one it is apparently getting bad, or battery's going bad and trips and sends the others. Anyway, that's me running around the house.
Change them all.
Yeah. All right. Where were we? Yeah. Okay. So, yes, you guys are in the lift finding Ivan's head and heading up to the workshop. What do you do?
Well, I'll present the head to Ito. I think your neighbors want you gone.
That is not good.
And I'm happy to take Ivan's place and start defending you. So.
Oh. Wow. Well, that would be appreciative because this could get ugly very quickly. Because I am not friends with Dimitri.
No, Dimitri's not one to be friends with. None of them are, frankly.
True.
Gotcha.
Yeah, merely a means to an end. So I would want to probably at least when this small minor detail would be to hit the streets to see who the next in charge might be and potentially throw a warning out in Ivan's camp merely as a courtesy to see if there'll
Dimitri's
be
or Ivan.
Ivan's camp.
Oh, to see if we can get Ivan second on our side.
Right.
Cool. Anything you guys
Is,
want to do before we do that?
is there any is there any sort of calling card on the head itself? Just the head and,
Just the right. Yeah, if that's these guys here.
It just said it was from Dimitri.
Yeah, that's a pretty good message.
It's hard to mistake.
He doesn't have anything like in his mouth or anything like that. Like no other weird things about the head.
You're actually gonna go digging?
Well,
let me get you a couple
tip of a tool. Yeah.
tools here.
Just curious.
What do you find?
Teeth, I guess.
Yeah, are his canines damaged?
Ooh, that's a good question. Are the canines still there?
Oh, I would say no. Actually, they'd probably be ripped out. Like,
Yeah, so he was probably horribly tortured the vampire way before he was executed. It seems.
Yeah. That's a good check too, just to make sure it wasn't, a plant or fake, because if it was fake-ish, then they wouldn't necessarily take the trophies. So that's a pretty serious message. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry guys, wasn't expecting this particular gift to be appearing on the doorstep.
I'd rather the Fae win either way. They're against the vampires, so I don't mind taking out a few of them without Mab's blessing.
It's a hunting party. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys want to do? You want to hit the streets right away, or you guys want to do anything else?
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything to do except.
Well, I'll hit the streets for something else when
Sure.
at the same time Ito goes out.
Perfect.
Yeah. I haven't got a real plan yet, but my plan is to see if I can determine who might be the number 2, and if I can, then I would say making a plan to go back that person up, or at least make contact, because I at least need to make contact with a second to kind of ensure my place and see if they're going to hold it, or if they're like, nah, we're not touching you at all, you're disavowed.
Gotcha. All right, let's start with Adrian's thing. We haven't given him in a spotlight quite yet.
Okay.
So Adrian, where do you want to? Where do you hit the streets to find out?
Hit the streets with power, actually, and see if they know who the Vamps are bringing. Who their third player is. We knew there was Ivan, we knew there was Dimitri, and we know there's some outside power, backing them. And I want to find out a little bit about that before we go toe to toe with them.
Okay, so you're gonna.
In case they have more reinforcements than we can handle.
Okay, so you're hitting the streets with Knight or who?
I'm actually hitting the streets with.
Power.
Power, because I think if anyone would have, scried it out, it would have been the wizards.
That's cool.
And, if I throw in with them a little bit and say, well, I'm, trying to take these guys out too.
Gotcha.
It might actually not kill me.
That's cool. Anyone from our list here, or do you want to go someone new?
Let's go with Mr. Ackle.
Oh,
He seems to have a sixth sense for things.
Ah, nice.
interesting.
Especially when it comes to the night and demons.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be mostly neutral. Sorry, I don't remember where he was sort of
He
aligned.
was mostly good.
Yeah,
Ish.
Surprisingly.
good-ish.
As far as we know.
But with which faction that he was goodish?
With power.
They're still
With power. Okay, got it. Yeah, of course, because he's hallowed, right?
I need to make an NPC name change. They see that I just named 2 NPCs Alex. Let's make the new one Colin Iteria.
Okay, we'll change that. That's fine.
All right.
Let's see here. So,
Dang, with a 3 modifier too. Ugh.
2.
So,
2, sorry.
Yeah. So you're going to hit up Ackle for some information. Of course, where his whole flock is and everything. And as you're kind of like you kind of make your way over. I'm assuming, are you doing like the drive, the Adrian fast walk, or what's your mode of transportation?
I'll drive my crappy car over.
Cool. About you're probably like maybe 2/3 of the way there, and suddenly your car craps out. The thing kind of glides to a stop, a clunky stop to the side of the road. And surprisingly, you're right there with what looks like some kind of like switch type device in his hand is none other than Dimitri himself. And he kind of steps out of the shadows, kind of pokes his head, in one of your passenger side window, and he's like, "Sorry about that. I'll turn this on when we're done talking."
Like, you wouldn't be alone, would you?
Are you kidding me?
That's unfortunate. And I look down, and as he's looking in the passenger window, my balustrades, right on the
Oh, your
right
trusty balustrade. He's like,
sorry.
He's like, no. Let's just say that if you even look like you're itching the wrong way, somebody's going to put a phosphorus round straight through your face.
What do you want?
Well, I'm assuming. Well, let's just drop this shot. I'm not assuming. I know that you found my little message to your buddy Doc, and I'm not going to say his days are numbered, but his time there is numbered. We're moving in. It's a property grab. I want it. I'm going to have it. And there's not really anybody left to keep me away from it. And, I got friends in other places coming in now from out of town. And I'm not going to bullshit you. I know you know that. So, I also know you've been kind of hitting my guys. And you're kind of powerful. And I like that about people generally. Even when they're my enemies. I gotta respect power. I respect you. So here I'm giving you a shot to just walk away. Just leave. I mean, Ito's an old man. He's not much of use to anybody unless you want a gun made, and there's guns everywhere, right? Am I right? So just walk away. You take your little your meat tenderizer back there and just step back and hang out with your Fae friends and just stay away from my people. How does that sound? Would that be something interesting you'd want to work with? I may even make it worth your while. There could be some money in it.
I'm more surprised you're not trying to recruit me.
I don't want to use you. I just want to keep you out of the way. I don't trust you enough to use you. Is like any of that work for you there?
Like, no, it doesn't.
And he kind of chuckles. I thought you'd say that. But I'm not here to cause trouble. Just here to see you face to face and, if we could figure out the scores between us. And now we have. And that's all I wanted. Don't worry about that phosphorus round. It'll be safe for another day.
Like,
and he flicks his little switch on his little toggle thing, and suddenly your car starts humming again. And he tosses the thing in your driver's seat, or your passenger seat rather. He's like, "That's one shot pony. Not to worry. I totally don't have any more of those in my pocket." And he actually, just as some kind of fucking sick joke, he actually takes out 1, 2, throws them on your driver's seat. Like, anyway, why don't you go on about your business? Just know you're being watched now by my people, and we kind of know how to watch things from a distance.
that's good, because if you get close again, and I'll reveal my inhuman nature, my hideous visage.
Oh, nice.
You come close again. Next time, you're not going to leave with your head.
So cool. I want to see if that. I wish I could.
I am going to threaten him with my hideousness.
Nice. Yeah, I
My
was
ghoulish nature.
trying to look that up so quickly. Hold on. What was that? Oh my god.
So what am I trying to persuade him to do? I'm trying to persuade him to keep his distance.
Oh, nice. Cool. Also, mark power if you haven't already, before I forget about that.
I did.
Let's see. Persuade NPC. All right. Since we haven't persuaded in a while, when you persuade NPC through seduction, promises, or threats, this is you obviously, he knows you're a threat, so this is you already have the leverage. Roll with heart, or actually, what do you roll with? Spirit?
I roll spirit in this case.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make your roll, sir.
Does it already have a thing? It does.
Holy crap. All right. On hit, they do what you ask. So yeah.
He might stay away. I mean, it wasn't threatening all of the vampires, so.
Right. So he kind of backs away. He's like, hey, I said my piece. He's like, put that away. Scare the kids.
On that kind of roll, he should have all the blood should have just fell to the ground.
Well, he's holding a whole lot of cards in his hand that nobody else maybe knows about.
Power. Okay.
But yeah, definitely, the threat from a threat is palpable enough to definitely get it.
I'm just hoping to keep him out of it directly.
Cool. Yeah.
I'd rather deal with his underlings than him.
Yeah, he backs up and fades in the shadows, and he's gone. Cool.
Perfect.
Awesome. Let's see here. Do we did you want to finish that off, or are you good with that roll? With that action? What's that?
I'm fine with that. Maybe I decide not to finish going after, Ackle with the amount of vamps that are out there watching us.
Gotcha. All right, cool. All right, let's cut to Doc. What did you want to hit the streets for?
I would probably be hitting the streets against night to see if I can figure out who Ivan second would be, and basically just make a contact.
Very
so
cool.
Like trying to hit up the nightclub scene, that sort of thing in the area.
You're like the guy from that commercial. Already, get your ID cards ready before we go in.
Yeah.
I'm definitely trailing along with that.
Thank you.
Nice. All right. So let's see. Okay, so we're changing Alex. He's now who?
Colin.
Colin.
Oh yeah, Colin.
Colin Eteria, the mage hunter.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. And who from Night are you hitting the streets with? Or are we making up a new person?
I don't. Yeah, I don't even know who his Ivan can be.
Who is Cassandra? I cannot find in my notes.
That was somebody from Adrian's story.
Well, now.
That could be someone.
Yep. Now, amazingly enough, she is a member of Ivan's clan.
Awesome.
So I'm hitting the streets to go talk with Cassandra to see if I can find her and or some information.
Okay, mark Knight and make your roll.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Ooh.
7.
Can I lend a hand?
Not with faction moves.
So
Otherwise, yes, but good shot. Good point. Let's see. Okay, so hit streets 7 to 9. On a 7 to 9, choose one. Whoever you're going to is juggling their own problems, or whatever you need is more costly than anticipated.
I'll say they're definitely juggling their own problems.
Perfect. Yeah, if she's part of like Ivan's sect, yeah, she's definitely having her own problems. So, and you basically found her at a nightclub.
Yeah.
Okay, like is this where she parties or lives, works?
No. So as a member, so not that I don't think that. She may be the next in line. I don't know if I can make that decision at this point, but that seems
Not quite yet, but let's
Yeah.
kind of play it by ear here.
So a contact like one of the bouncers for regular bouncer, but smarter than the average bouncer. So basically in charge of very Patrick Swayze and Roadhouse style. So she would be the cooler and keeping an eye on the other people, keeping things in order, making sure the money and the booze flows.
Okay, so Cassandra's a cooler.
Cassandra is the cooler.
Oh,
yes.
very cool. No pun
Yes.
intended.
No.
All right. So you guys mosey on up. There are some like handy dudes outside the club, and they're kind of applying like what looks like spackle and paint to the front. And both of your trained eyes can see that they're covering up bullet holes, like not just a couple but many. You haven't heard anything in the news though, so it's not like either it wasn't for whatever reason newsworthy, or nobody noticed it, or nobody chose to notice it, that type of thing. But yeah, you go on in. What's the name of the club, by the way? What are you guys?
The name of the club would be the Cracked Tooth.
All right.
So,
well, that club definitely needs a cooler, because there's going to be some fights happening.
Might be.
But absolutely. So yeah, you guys are let in. The bouncer at the door knows you. Kind of just nods you in. He's more concerned about keeping his eye on the street, it looks like. Again,
sure.
both of you being having training in this kind of thing, it's like, yeah, the dude's keeping an eye on the street, so no more drive-bys can as easily happen, and dude's definitely packing. I'll say that Adrian, you probably are the one who notices like the kind of fold going over his left side.
Okay.
Is you can kind of see, it's like, oh wow, he's going old school Uzi. Haven't seen one of those in years.
Back 10. Also old school.
That is very old school.
But yeah, so you guys are whisked in. The Cracked Tooth, it probably has a DJ going right now, pretty loud, hopping, violent music. There's a mosh pit up front. There's like about 2 bouncers on either side of the mosh pit to kind of keep it from getting too out of hand. You want it to be dangerous, because that's what a freaking mosh pit is if you come to there for that. But you don't want to be cleaning teeth off the floor if you can avoid it, because that's just a lot of extra work. So yeah, you see them right up at the bar. You see Cassandra, and she's standing at like the corner of it. If it juts out in the corner coming towards you, towards the entrance, um, she's standing at that, kind of like hands crossed in front of her, and probably Eugene, you'd probably recognize this is kind of like kind of getting ready to defend yourself from a drunk pose. Hey, you already got your hands up, type of thing.
Mm-hmm. I've
Um,
always hated vamp bars.
yeah.
There's never any weapon checks. You never know who's carrying.
Exactly. Just please don't shoot anyone in here quite yet.
The you guys kind of come up to her behind her on the counter is what in any other bar would look really delicious. It's a tall frosty mug piled high. It has olives and cheese and a meat stick on it, and all the goodies, the garnishes, the celery stalk. It's a Bloody Mary, but there's no doubt in anyone's mind that that's a real honest to God, possibly bloody Laura or bloody Missy or bloody Janet.
Of course.
One of those.
So it's a truly vampire club. Yeah.
Yes. She sees you guys coming, and you can see the look in her eyes is like, fuck, not now. And she without even looking, she reaches over, grabs a mug, and takes a large swig, wipes her mouth off, puts the mug down. Like, seriously? You guys came here? Here? And
it's not like I could call you on the phone and you're gonna answer.
Well, that's a good point. But you kind of caught me at a bad time if you didn't know.
Yeah. Hey, I pull open my smartphone and zoom in on the picture and show her the head of Ivan. Yeah, we should probably have a chat.
Crap. All right. Back room. Let's go to the back room. And she's like, you know where it is.
Yep.
And you kind of have to circle around the bar to get kind of like at the bar back, and then there's a room back there. Close the door, and it's like silence. This room is like soundproofed. The door is padded with soundproofing all around the walls. There's not a peep. It's like you could drop a pin in here until you hear it. She kind of pulls out a chair and it makes this obscene like screeching noise, which just destroys the whole ambiance of the silence. And sits down, and she's like, seriously, I was there when he got. And she kind of shakes her head, and she's like, yeah, that didn't go well.
So what the hell happened?
Well, Dimitri got some help from the outside, and that was the edge he needed over Ivan, and he just made his move. We're not like, and you can kind of see her, she kind of grits her teeth and her fangs come out for just a second as she's kind of wrestling. You can see she's wrestling with some serious like emotions, mostly fear, if you had to guess, and anxiety. And she's like, I was there when he was taken, and I couldn't do a damn thing about it. And now we're all over the place. We're all over the map. I got nothing. I haven't focused too much on the damn Fae and didn't really branch out. We put all our eggs in one basket, and now they're not really supporting us because of Dimitri. And she's like, "This is some fucked up shit. This is like a bad episode of some sitcom. Like everybody wants to freaking kill everybody, and here I am, just trying to stay alive at this point. Because guess what? Everybody knows I'm one of Ivan's."
You're what?
She's like, everybody knows I'm one of Ivan's.
Oh, you're one of Ivan's.
Yeah, in the clan of them. I did not know that he went that deep into I did not know that he was going that deep into the Fae.
Yeah, I mean, he if they'd have won that little face off, where we'd have like they'd have the edge,
Yeah.
that'd have been something different. I happen to be alive today. I'm here to tell you, but Dimitri started edging out the Fae, started messing with the mages. He made friendly enough to get what he wanted. He pulled all the right strings. He's the negotiator, the politician that Ivan just couldn't be. And I think you guys know that. Have you met
Yeah,
Ivan?
Yeah, tracksuits don't quite cut it anymore.
Yeah, well, normally I'd say don't tell him, but he's not around to be told that he has shitty fashion sense.
So who's picking up the pieces now? I mean,
Like nobody. Like this is his group is scattered now. We're literally all over the place. We're just trying not to get dead at this point. As in seeing what we don't have a choice. We have to see what Dimitri's doing next. What's his move? He's making the next move, and it's either going to be wiping us all out or consolidating us into his brood. And I don't know which I fear most, because they're both crappy possibilities there.
oh yeah, well, definitely. And I, as you know, I was invested in Ivan too. He was running interference for me and keeping me off of the grid, so to speak. And that is done.
Yeah.
If he's not keeping up the communications and the payoffs, my time is definitely limited.
That or something happens to Dimitri and his bunch. Real quick.
Yeah.
She's like, what are your Fae people doing about this?
Who do you know?
They have the wizards to deal with. They're still a bigger threat.
Gotcha.
Do you know what power he used to overrun Ivan?
Well, it was mostly bullets, and then he got the machete. And when you have enough vamps shooting enough bullets and wielding enough machetes, trust me,
so
even a
his
big
own
guy like
crew-
Ivan goes down.
Okay. It's not like we have a new thing to worry about.
I wouldn't say that.
But it wasn't like some creature or something that backed him or whatnot. It was just Dimitri coming up and choosing to make a name for himself and making the move.
Well, he definitely had help though. That I'm positive of.
Okay.
And
so I'm checking my messages on my phone,
and
I'm gonna group text Doc and Adrian. Let us also not forget they're weak now. We could take them out.
Ooh. Hey John.
I don't react to my texts, so he doesn't
Or
check his phone nearly as often as he should.
Yeah, because if he did, he'd probably just read it out loud. Like, what is subterfuge?
Let us not forget.
Yeah.
Funny. But yeah, she's like I have my suspicions, but I don't know. I don't know quite who his outside help is. But I really don't have the resources to even look for it right now.
Got it. So I wouldn't be able to take the break in the conversation to look at my phone at this point in time, I don't think, because it'd be like I'm not young enough where I'm looking at my phone and having a conversation with other people.
Nice.
Like, you kids and your phone, one conversation at a time.
Funny. All right.
Okay, well, I appreciate the information, and we'll see what we can drum up with the Fae, and I guess I will assume I am on my own at this point. So you tell me if a second emerges, but it seems like if you're scattered, somebody's going to rise up.
I'll let you know. And if, Dimitri should walk in the sunlight, well, I'd owe you one on that one, right?
Without a doubt.
Well, I got a bar to keep safe, so you get the hell out of here, all right? Watch yourselves. It's not dangerous for anybody. And then she kind of looks to Eugene specifically.
I take my hand off my sword.
All right, and she skedaddles you guys out of the club.
And now I look at my phone. Like, what? Are you kidding?
Yeah, she can't help you. She's a vampire.
So we kill her?
If she can't pull it together, what did she say? She's probably going to get absorbed into his brood. It's just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
I could have killed her right there. I wanted to.
One more time, Adrian.
Why don't we just strike out at Dimitri?
Well, that seems to be the next best thing.
Let's go find him. Let's go right there.
Cool.
Are you going to who are you going to hit the streets with to find his house? Or do we know where he lives?
Yeah, there you go. Yes, it's definitely Eugene's turn.
Yeah, actually, so I'm wondering if this is a good way to combine my need to do more let it out, because I basically can extend senses.
Track them.
Yeah, or take definite hold of something vulnerable or exposed.
Oh, nice. Well, let's do this.
Nice.
Let's do hit the streets to find out like a lead, and then we can kind of build on that with your let it out.
Okay.
I think that sounds good. So who do you want to hit the streets with to find like where he might be right now?
Let's see. So it sounded like politically she was saying he's actually maneuvered things out of the Fae and the Fae in the Night, or Fae in the, or I'm sorry, the what? Out of two other factions, I thought she said. Right?
Well, the factions that they're going against, like Adrian was saying, was they're hitting both the mages and the Fae. But they haven't done enough where like they're enemy number one with either of them yet, or people aren't still willing to deal with them, that kind of thing.
I know. I wanna see. Yeah, this is gonna be night, and specifically this new guy, this new wolf pack leader who's trying to move in.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, Skarsgård.
Awesome. All right, mark night and roll with night.
That's actually a good call.
Night, roll night, hit the streets.
Come on, big money. Ooh.
A 9. All right. So on a hit, they're available and have the stuff. On a 7 and 9, choose one. So first of all, you're looking for Skarsgård, and what's the information you're looking for specifically?
Well, where we can actually
find Dimitri.
Yeah, where we can catch Dimitri and kill him.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So where do you find Skarsgård?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, oh man,
Is he at like a park?
I have to pick something besides bars.
Abandoned building, park.
That's kind of what I was thinking. There's an old lumber mill outside of town, and it has quite a lot of overgrowth to it. So much so that you really can't even see it from the roads anymore. And he has actually managed to fashion like and redo the whole inside of the mill, like in a nice timber frame, like looks like a log cabin when you walk inside of it.
Oh damn! So is that like his PAX meeting place?
Yeah, like his hall. Yep.
Okay, cool. Very cool. All right. So let's say so you guys are you're kind of driving up. This is just out of town, so like we'll say there's not really any like street lights anymore. You're kind of on like not quite a backcountry road, but you're on one that goes to one. And as you get
the kind that's never been graveled, so if it rains, you're at risk of getting caught in the mud.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that's a 5 roll right there. Nice. No, but yeah. So as you guys approach, the three of you are kind of in the car. Who's driving, by the way?
That'd be me.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Eugene's car.
Yep, it's probably the best. As you get closer, you do start hearing howls. And you do. I'll say, Eugene, you definitely recognize the timbre of it. No pun intended. As like it's basically to say incoming. So you're being watched by scouts right now.
Okay. Well, I drive up.
It is not a full moon, by the way. I'll put that out there.
Thank you.
Healthy.
I'll drive up and stop at the old business sign that's now been carved over with like Icelandic runes, right? And get outside my car. You guys can just sit there for a second.
You're probably met by a couple guys.
I'll sit on my hood. And,
wait for them to come to you.
The lights are still on. Yep. Turn the engine off. I know how much they hate those fumes. I'm going to be nice.
Yeah. Until it's time not to be nice. Well, how are we going to know when that is? You won't. I'll tell you. Sorry, I just got roadhoused right there. I had no choice.
I felt it. Thank you, Patrick Swayze.
You are welcome. I channeled him there for a second. Yeah, it doesn't take too long. The gesture is appreciated. You can tell. Only one guy approaches where normally there'd be like a bunch. Pardon me. And it's a woman. She's kind of wearing, you'd call them like, blue collar work clothes, like stuff that you could totally be at a construction site in. Not worrying about stuff getting scuffed up or marked or stained or anything. Stuff that's built durably. And for all you know, that she's been working the lumber mill, or even though it's abandoned, putting using what machinery they can, etc. But she comes up and she's like, "You're Banks, right?"
Yeah, I look at that oval sewn-on name badge on her work uniform.
It'll be Tia, or what is it? What is her name?
I was gonna say Styles.
Styles. Oh, perfect. Styles is good.
Yeah, you must be Styles.
Oh, we just created a new NPC. She's like, you are a detective of the highest caliber. So you're here to see the man, right?
I am that, yeah. And my friends.
She kind of looks at both of you guys. She kind of... And she takes a couple steps closer to Adrian. And she gets even closer, and it's almost, at this point, a normal human would be very uncomfortable with the invasion of his personal space, but I'm not sure that Adrian
doesn't care.
He doesn't realize. She's like totally next to your neck, like.
Oh. Do you really want to know?
She's like, she puts a hand up. She's like, my curiosity has been satisfied.
He works in the morgue.
He is the morgue.
Well, he does work in there too.
You kind of see her like that look of, ugh. on her face. Like at some point, she was considering eating all of you, but this one especially is not very appetizing.
Not edible.
She kind of turns her back on you, which is really big for a wolf. She must be very confident, or trying to flaunt, or trying to kind of show off for her pack. You'd assume, turn her back on danger, meaning that she could handle it. And she kind of waves to you to come follow her.
I check out her butt when she turns.
And she knows. And she will someday take revenge for that. But yeah, she walks you guys straight into the mill. There's other people milling about. Oh wow, that's my third pun. So yeah, there's others. They're mostly wolves, but there's some mortals. You can just see the way they move.
Interesting.
You know what? We've never really established in this fiction how a werewolf is made. A wolf is made. Is it by birth, by bite? What is it?
Oh yeah, I like a mixture of both. I mean,
That's cool.
You could be born, you could be bitten. I think both are in order.
Cool. You guys down with that?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So the others kind of move like they're humans, or maybe new to the whole wolf thing. Both are possible. You it's kind of like getting a new skin almost when you become a wolf. So when they haven't quite slipped into that new skin yet, maybe, or they might just be humans. But people are eyeing you to come in. They're not overly concerned. Again, you get a feeling that half of it's like real security, and half of it is like, I have to be the tough guy. Not everybody can be the alpha, but everybody wants to be the alpha, or at least in line. And every little thing is examined, picked apart. So before you know it, you guys are up at a table. There's a guy sitting alone, eating looks like a half of a roast, like a big chunk of beef or something. And he doesn't even use a
like a really tall stein of beer.
What is that?
Or
tall
like
stein
a
of
really
beer.
tall
Yeah,
stein of beer with it.
absolutely. And he's not even using like a fork. He just has like a knife that looks like it's a knife, and he probably has it as belt all the time. Just a utility sheath knife. And he's cutting pieces off and eating them. And he kind of looks up as you guys come into his field of vision. He's like, you guys are kind of on the wrong side of town.
Yeah.
Might be at that.
Well, I tried to do like you wanted, but I don't know. Lucian disappeared somewhere in the fairylands. We lost him in Arcadia.
Oh, he's back.
And where is he now?
It's like, that's a story for another day. You don't get that.
Oh, that's okay. That was your business, not mine.
He's like, since this is our, first real meeting, I gotta say that in your dealings with Violet, I have heard nothing but words of respect. So you get some respect from me. That gets you something to go on. That's why you're still here and not threatened or anything like that.
Not dead. Thanks.
So, let's start this off on the right foot. Would you gentlemen care for some food?
Sure, I'll take some food. It's been a little while since I've eaten.
And beer.
And definitely beer.
And
I love that stein, by the way. What is that, like from the 1800s? This thing is beautiful.
Let's just say it was carved out of one piece of wood by a Confederate soldier.
Wow. Nice. Were you ever in the Confederacy?
No, that's like, over a century before my time.
Oh, okay.
But I know a guy. Sit at my table. I share my food with you, my meat. And you see just people come out, you get the feeling like they were serving food when you guys came, and now Skarsgård is making people give up their food to you guys. Like they carved their own food off, and they were like, oh, we got visitors. Oh no, I gotta. So yeah, so they basically plop these plates, these metal plates, in front of each of you. You know, equally large steins of beer is put in front of you. This is hospitality.
You definitely have control over your pack there, Skarsgård.
It's like, I respect them and they respect me. That's where it starts. Plus, I could kill any of them that I wanted to.
Of course.
That also helps. And they respect hunters, Mr. Banks.
Excellent.
You know,
yeah, I have a certain kinship with you guys too.
I don't doubt that you do.
I like social people. I really disdain the manipulators, the controllers, the schemers.
I see you're setting the stage for what you're about to put on me, right? Now I'm shamed if I try to use deception.
I'm just hoping that the waitress is, a nice person. That's all. No, I'm kidding you. Yeah, I definitely would appreciate your help. So it's my turn to ask now. We're in a situation where our own base is at risk, and I need to find Dimitri. Do you know where I could find him?
Cool. So now let's. Here's where we go into which do you choose from yours. You got a 7 through 9. So are you going to be they're juggling their own problems or more costly than anticipated?
Okay. What does it mean exactly when they're juggling their own problems? Does that mean like they basically can't help?
They can maybe help, but it's going to be more complicated than you had hoped. Okay. Or for them, it's going to be more complicated than they hoped. More to the point.
Okay. Let's go with whatever I need is going to be more costly than anticipated. Because I like self-flagellation like that.
So. All right. So he's like, so yeah, he kind of looks to the three of you. He looks to the left. He sees like again. You can tell Doc in his eyes. He sees like that slowest person in the pack, that slowest beast. That kind of just has to be left behind for the good of the pack and let creatures take its stand.
Eyes here.
Eyes here. Yeah. So you can kind of see that look in his eyes as he looks to you. It's like you're kind of like that old thing that maybe leave behind and let the beasts do what they will with it. And he kind of looks at Adrian and he tries to size him up, and you can see this look. It's like there's this wolf in him. He smells things, he senses things, he knows nature, and you smell weird. You don't move like anything you've seen before, and you are not natural. And it's just to him, it's like this is obvious. He can't see your true form, but
right,
yeah, but he might as well. So you can see like the look he gives you is one of kind of like guarding. Like, I don't know what to expect from this one. He seems powerful.
My response is only slightly different than what I did to Cassandra, or to the other wolf, which is, pray you never find out.
As he's sizing you up, that's what you look back at him and you're saying, oh boy.
Gotcha. And also, I'm not sure for Eugene, if you remember to mark night, if you haven't already.
Oh, I believe I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So yeah, he looks to Eugene. He's like, you can see he sees the fellow hunter. You can also see in his eyes, how many silver bullets does he own, and how many has he used? That kind of question. You can see this all playing across his face. He is not a subterfuge guy.
I like transparency myself, so as I see that kind of look in his face, I'm going to say 2 magazines, 19 per magazine.
And he's like, and how many wolf pelts?
0.
All right. Well, let's see about keeping it that way.
2 men.
What are you going to do with Dimitri once you find him?
Hopefully nothing. Hopefully he just kind of dissipates into thin air, like ash, all kind of ashy. You know? Hopefully I don't even have to take a shower afterwards.
You can the whole room kind of chuckles at that one. You can tell these are not vamp lovers, and by any stretch of the word. He kind of looks around. He kind of gives everybody the look of focus. Leave that chuckling stuff for later. He's like, maybe you don't recognize a hunt feast when you see one.
I don't actually.
What do you need, Skarsgård?
I'm saying we want the same damn thing.
Excellent.
And this is our feast getting us ready.
Well, then let's go back to back.
I'll want you in the front lines.
Done. Absolutely done.
He's like, you two. Let's say, we do this. What do you have to offer this situation?
I defer. And I see him stammering a little bit, and I'm like, I'm what they refer to as a wrecking ball.
It's like, I bet you are. How about you, old man? What you got?
I might have some. Give me a little bit of prep time, or if you're leaving tonight, I might be able to pull some things to help the cause. Maybe a little something that goes boom. Maybe some things that sparkle.
You got a good rep for building things. I just don't know how good you are when the lead starts flying, when claws start coming out.
It's been a while, but I've been in some shit.
I've been in some shit.
I ultimately want this too, because this is really a direct threat to me. So this Dimitri's got to go.
So Skarsgård, tactically, what's the hardest thing for you guys to cover? Maybe he can help with that.
Good question.
I mean, it'll take me a long time to prepare. I don't even. I can't make. Are werewolves susceptible to allergens like the proverbial silver bullet? Or is that not part of the mythos of this?
I think we've established that silver does indeed do bad things to them.
Okay. I could have to come up with some sort of antidote that would help. Considering my medical background, I could probably come up with something that helps stave off some of the effects. Maybe give you a little faster recovery. Something.
Cool.
I can bring that in as. It'll take me a little bit of time to prepare. Don't have something like that in stock, but I might be able to come up with something.
All right.
When are you planning to hunt?
Like the night's young.
I was going to say, judging by the feast, I'm assuming it would be as soon as everyone's done eating.
So let's see. I'm going to take a quick look at your workshop rules. Let's see what's going on there.
Basically, can do anything, but it depends on time.
Well, it depends on not necessarily time, but ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see here. All right. So, let's see here. Da. And oops, I'm going to go over to that so everybody can see it. Alrighty. And where are the damn rules for the workshop? To see what's in the workshop. Oop. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. The rules I'm looking for are on the main basic moves page. Hold on. We haven't actually done a lot of workshop sanctum stuff. Bring that over.
That's cool. Items created in your workspace are safe from the MC. They
Yeah,
cannot be
so
destroyed
their
or
stuff is
taken
so
without
cool that
permission.
they don't want it to like suddenly be challenged or go away after so much work. So let's say I'm going to say let's see. We need in order to make if you want to make them temporarily resistant to silver. Let's do two things from this list, and then this will become a scavenger hunt potentially, and then potentially a battle scene. We'll see how we do. Let's see. Let's say that you will require the services of. Let's see here. Oh, let's go just for kicks. Let's go services of a fairy to complete it. They're going to need to add some fairy magic to this concoction of yours. And also, it lacks. Let's say that there is kind of like you have like a vaccine almost. You kind of need some of the thing to conquer the thing. So you're going
Yep.
to need a large chunk of silver that you don't have. And then I'll have you be able to create it tonight. A small batch, etc., etc. But you may still be able to create it.
Where will I
So,
get a large chunk of silver this time of night?
you have a friend, Christianos.
Oh, yeah.
He probably has a thing or a thing.
Or knows a guy who has a thing of a thing.
or knows a guy who has a thing. That I would be willing to trade. I may have a relic or two that he might be interested in.
I
Cool.
have a couple Fae that owe me favors. Should you
Ooh,
need one?
Nice.
yes, I believe this would warrant a favor.
Okay. So who wants to do what? The wolves they'll give you like 6 hours, but then they're going with or without you.
I'm
Cue
gonna
the song.
call in my favor with Ashra.
Cool.
She still owes me a debt for, feeding them info on Julian and the wizards.
Cool. All right, go ahead and let's see here. Okay, so I got Asher and Cristiano. Excellent. So
It was either give me a worthy and useful gift without cost, or if I need to persuade them on top of it, I could.
gotcha. Let's see. We'll call it a worthy and useful gift without cost. So why don't we let's do a scene meeting up, have you or the group meeting up with her, and then we'll do the other one looking for a veteran and get this underway. But first, let's take our halfway point bio break real quick.
Okay.
Oh, man!
And then we'll come back to a couple favors, etc., and potentially some blood.
Okay.
All right? Be right back.
Thank you.
Hey, can you
Alright.
guys talk quieter, please? We're going live again.
We're live. We're live and
Live.
back. Awesome. All right. So you have the full support of Skarsgård's pack to do what you need to do.
Nice.
So what? Let's. We want to get the thing from the ferry first.
Oh, so sorry. Before that, just to recap. So Skarsgård, does he owe you a debt, or is it just happened to be a contact because of the altercation the wolves had?
I don't think I've actually even called. He does owe me a debt, but I don't think I've called that debt in yet. I just.
Yeah, he was brought into play over a conflict that Eugene created, an opening
Yeah.
move type thing.
Yeah,
So-
something about there was. Yeah, I can't remember how it played.
Well, he's moving in basically.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving in as a power base. Got it.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, glad animosities of werewolves still hold true. Werewolves and vampires, that is.
For the moment, there's
For the
cooperation,
moment,
but just not right now.
Yep.
Cool. So how do you guys want to do this? We got to find a veteran, get them involved, and also get that chunk of silver.
A ferry. Services of a ferry to create the reagent.
Yeah. So Adrian was looking to cash in a debt, I think.
Yep. I
Yes.
was gonna probably take Ida with me to the coffee shop.
Cool. And this definitely counts as a worthy and useful gift without cost. So this is kind of cool. So if you guys don't understand the nuance of this, so normally you could accomplish this by hitting the streets, but there's risks that come along with it. There may be debts involved that you have to give up, so that's tough. When you do what Adrian's doing and you're going to cash into debt for, in this case, a worthy and useful gift without cost, this is free. You cash in the debt and there's no potential of badness to come your way. There's you've settled debts, the new debts with them, and that's the cost. But otherwise, there's no you don't roll a 5 and suddenly you're getting ambushed outside type of thing. So that's the cool thing about debts and the cashing in. So why don't you frame the scene, Adrian, and of course Mark Wild, because you're cashing in a debt with the Wild faction. He wants to come back. So bad.
He's out there somewhere.
He's
No, we
there.
already have
I know it.
Yep. May have gotten the off-camera ping.
Cool. So why don't you frame the scene?
I think we get there before her actually. And I have a, quadruple shot, mocha venti thing.
Right.
I was just gonna say,
Wait
can I get
for-
can I also get the unicorn frappuccino, please?
Tell no one.
Tell no one. I think she comes in a little bit less excited than normal after I sort of, did not come through for her last time.
Gotcha. And since then, however, you have paid up, and traded
And I've been
favors. So
serving
there's still good blood here, definitely.
Yeah.
So she walks in without any sling this time. She's doing okay. She sees you and she sees the coffee waiting for her already, and you can kind of see this kind of tense look around her eyes, kind of relax a little bit, like maybe this is just a safe place for a little while. Maybe I'm good. It's just Adrian. We're good. So yeah, she pops over and kind of sees Doc next to you and kind of looks Doc up and down. I don't think they've met, have they?
Was she at Mab's court?
She was, I believe.
Yeah, then she would have seen him.
Okay.
Yep.
So she looks familiar to you, and you look familiar to her. But she sits down, and I suppose you guys are kind of the center of the spectacle, the three of you.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a bag over his head though.
At the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
Like,
So not ironically over a gun running incident, and here we are. But yeah, so she looks to Adriana and is like, "Hey, I got here as quick as I can.
I appreciate it.
It took me some time to kind of ask around, but yeah, this is." She goes into she has one of those, what do they call them, carrier bags.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she kind of messenger bags, and she kind of digs in there and brings out looks like, I don't know, like the size of a large orange, and it's basically wrapped up, and she kind of sets it on the table. It's wrapped in burlap type cloth. She's like, "Is that enough?" She's like, "Take a look."
I gestured Ito. Like, this will go a long way in our fight with the Vamps.
Yeah, if Ito looks at it, he'll see that it's just smaller than a fist size of silver, just what he's going to need, and you can tell that the quality is good.
Were we getting the silver from? I thought we were trying to get the silver from.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, you guys are. You were looking for assistance. I'm so sorry. I have to retcon my own shit. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's say that yes, she has the silver.
And
Okay.
it's enchanted.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't. What I'm thinking
Let's
that
call it fairy silver from Arcadia. That's going to fulfill everything you need.
Oh. Okay.
For this.
100% pure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fuck it. Let's go with it. All right. So you have the thing from the fairy. You have the chunk of silver. You probably won't actually need the help of the veteran unless you want to get another one in.
The veteran?
That was like the other part.
I thought Ito was the veteran.
The other requirement was, or was it that the veteran had to bring in? Okay, let's call it good.
Yeah.
For the sake of brevity, I think is the correct word. Yeah. So you have the thing, you have the silver, you have the gift from the fairy, all in one. And actually, this works out so much better.
Perfect.
This is actually going to save you some time because you were going to have to do some alchemical mutation type things from some of the books you had to kind of transmute stuff, and this is already pretty much there.
I'll have to do some to convert it into a serum form, but not a lot.
Yeah.
No more than, say, for instance, melting it down and put it into injector ampules.
Gotcha. With some other stuff, probably some various herbs, etc.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
The goal, of course, being level of silver immunity for a limited time.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Got it.
So from there, let's basically say Doc does his thing in his lab. But actually, I want to give Adriana a shot to do some RP with Ashera if he wanted to. I don't want to cut this short for.
Sorry.
He's pretty eager to get on with the fight, but he does need to. Assuming no time has passed, he does need to make a graveyard stop.
Why don't you do that, and we'll say Ito's going to work while you do your thing.
Yeah.
Pick up a med pack.
Med pack.
I just envision him dropping me off at the freight elevator, and I've just got to make a stop.
Yep.
Drive through.
He doesn't go into details.
Yep. And I'm not even going to ask the question, even though I'm incredibly curious. But yeah,
because I think whenever food is put in front of both of us, I think Eugene looks at askance at me quite a bit.
So we'll say Eugene probably stays with Ito to probably help out, or be the nurse, if you will. Scalpel.
Right.
Etc.
So since those two guys are off doing that, I guess I'm just going to be, and we're not using the dragon. I'll just be back at the lair of the wolves.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you want to hang out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. So let's say for your time is going to be passed with like um feats of strength.
Feats of strength.
Yes, this will
Right.
be like I'm not sure if you've ever seen that Highland competition where they have like the barrels and then they have with the holes in the top and then you have the boulders and the boulders get larger as you go and you have to pick the boulder up and put it on top.
I haven't
Yep.
seen that one, but yeah, I've seen things like it.
Yeah, so they're kind of doing that. And there's some big mofos. So yeah, you're kind of challenging. Not you're not challenging the pack, but you're like trying to hold your own at this point. I'm trying to think if that triggers any move. Really, I don't think that it technically does. You definitely have time to. You would have ample opportunity to figure someone out if you wanted to do that on Skarsgård.
Hmm.
Since you're spending some
Yeah.
time with him, we'll call this good social time for that kind of thing to happen, where he kind of has to let down his guard to be with his pack and get him ready for this.
All right. Roll with mind. Let's see. Do I want to do that? Let's see here. On a hit, hold 2. On a 7 and 9, hold 1 on you as well. Things I could learn. Who's pulling the character's strings? What's your character's beef with? Underscore what's your character hoping to get from? How could I get your character to... The wording is confusing for me. It's like one PC talking to another PC. What does your character worry might happen?
Yeah, and these are not things you have to actually ask. From kind
Okay.
of spending time with social time and examining him, these are things
Yep.
you can kind of deduce. This is
Okay.
Powered by the Apocalypse is deduction, one of them.
Gotcha.
So is that
Okay.
something you want to try?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
All right, go ahead and roll with mind.
Rolling with mind. Figure someone out. Hey,
Holy
look at
crap.
that.
Damn. All right, hold 2. So
I
what
know you.
so so what 2 would you like to ask from this list?
Uh what does your character worry might happen? So what is, I guess, in this particular thing against Dimitri, what does he worry might happen?
Uh okay.
Go ahead.
So the answer to that is you can tell by the way again when he kind of interacts with this pack, you've seen enough of it. It's that he's a fresh alpha. You know, he
Mm,
may not have been one before, or maybe in one for a short time, but this is his pack, and he hasn't been the alpha for very long of these people. So his worry is that he won't be able to keep them under control and do what he needs do what he needs them to do, type of thing.
gotcha.
They're wolves. They're animals when they get down to it. Um, he's worried? Will I be able to control them?
So then my second question is kind of a follow-up, or the second thing I'm trying to figure out. It's a form of who's pulling his strings, but more specifically, like who's vying for his position.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. Like
Uh,
who are the betas that are?
yeah. Or you can even call that a second. What is your character worry might happen in terms of that?
Yeah,
But yeah, okay. So that's a decent question.
like who should I keep my eye on?
Oh, gotcha. Um, you get the idea that he's kind of just looking at everybody. It's not that
Okay.
he's ready for like literally anybody to usurp his alphahood, but it's more like no one has found a reason yet to want to challenge him. But that tonight could be that night.
So, okay, so then that seems like I should be able to re-ask that question for something else. Um, what is his beef with Dimitri?
Let's see. His beef with Dimitri is basically it's a power play. Dimitri you get the feeling that Dimitri maybe had something to do with the mages. Actually, that wouldn't be that. I'm going to say basically it's a power thing. They're both looking for territory, and it's a matter of time before Dimitri comes after him, since he's establishing his own power base, and it looks like maybe Dimitri wants to claim a little more than that. So they're in danger. Snuffing Dimitri gets makes everybody happy.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So let's go to how about Ito's shop? Why don't you tell us what you're doing with all this stuff?
Sure. So the plan I had was to build a serum. So what I'm doing is using my forge. I'm taking the ingredients from the Fae and melting them down and adding certain other things from my collection to build out this, immunity serum, and then going to my not full med bay, but into the medical shop and pulling out one of those oldie time, like, nasty syringe things and building out, once I melt it down and dilute and transform it, put it into the individual cartridges for however many, at least one injection, one appropriate injection for each of the wolves that's in the group.
Gotcha.
I'm assuming, I don't know how large his pack is. It's got to be 20.
Yeah, we'll say 20 is a nice number.
Or so yeah, go build out the ampules for enough for that, and put it in the nice doctor's case, and with the cool sleeves where each one of the cartridges goes in the sleeve, and wrap that out. And the other thing that I wanted to do too was because I just, out of all things, veteran is that ability, best laid plans.
Mm-hmm.
Is
We'll
at some
definitely be
point in
rolling
time. Okay, at some point in time, going for that. The other part, the only one reason we don't have to necessarily role play this, because I don't know how it will play out battle wise, but I kind of was, since we're going against vampires, probably some preparedness on that part would be good. So, but I don't know what to do with that, because technically my only weapon is a sidearm, and I'm just trying to imagine going up against vampires. Like,
Well, you probably
I
work
don't.
with enough wood stock that you could probably pretty quickly put together some nice sharpened stakes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was like a mythos or not in this. Sure. So, yeah, in addition, for my own personal self-preparation, putting together a Van Helsing-inspired vampire killing kit, consisting of, holy water, and, I have enough relics to be able to put holy relics in the case, and as well as stakes and sticks. Nothing like whisper blade level where it shoots out or anything like that.
Right.
Not enough time to build a stake gun.
Gotcha.
But
You'll
enough to
probably
be
you'll
able
probably
to.
have the relics and stuff, which is cool. Probably not the holy water, just because that would be another. That'd be a
That'd be another quest.
that'd be another hit the streets right now. But
Okay.
what you list off is decent, and
Stakes,
you
yeah.
definitely and the relics, you definitely would have them, holy relic or two amongst your collection. That's fine.
So put that in a case on their, stakes on the bandolier, and yeah, get gear ready, since I would be by myself because Adrian would have gone to make a pit stop. I shoot a text message to the group and say that I might need a pickup because I don't know if I know how to drive back to the lumberyard.
That takes him about a half an hour to type out.
and that's on the Rotary app that he has
Yeah.
too.
Well, hey.
It'll take a while, but Adrian will respond on my way.
Right.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Right. Speaking of Adrian, let's describe to me what you're doing, and then we're probably going to roll our keep your cool, see how that goes.
Yeah, and he was going to his favorite mortuary spot.
Nice, that kind of above ground preparation area.
Correct.
All right.
Hoping for a fresh, cold one.
Oh, you've been saving that up all couple weeks, haven't you? I know you
One that
have.
has a six pack.
Thought of it.
Just thought of it. That's a good one.
One that has a 6-pack. Oh, that's messed up. All right. Roll plus spirit. Nice. Let's see here. 7 and 9, and see what's going to cost you. So yeah, you're chowing down. There is a quasi fresh one there. You're kind of crunching through bone and sucking marrow and all that kind of good stuff. And I'm gonna say that what's it gonna cost you? I'm gonna say that as you're getting away, you see that same fairy and what's her name? The battle one. I have to go to my NPC list here. Kuro.
Oh,
Yeah, for whatever reason, she's hanging out there again. Is almost as if she's been waiting for you. And as you kind of leave, she kind of makes her presence known as you're getting back in your car, from inside the graveyard. And she's like, find your meals somewhere else in the future, creature. You're not welcome here anymore.
Like, have you laid claim to this?
She doesn't say anything, but she kind of turns away and walks into the mist of the graveyard as you drive away.
That would be a
Say,
no.
I throw after her. I'll have a word with Mab about this.
Oh,
That's
nice. All right. So
that's
let's
perfect.
see. So who's picking Doc up? Is that Adrian? Adrian's swinging by.
Adriana's.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm assuming you guys will assemble back at the lumber mill, the abandoned lumber mill.
and
Yes.
you probably would have taken my car too.
Okay. Cool. It's like, oh, you let other people drive your car? That's like a hunter no. Nobody drives a hunter's car.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
Excellent. Alrighty. So, you we'll kind of do a montage just to get through this part. But yeah, you see like stakes are being passed out, injections. These wolves are all kind of big and ferocious, in stature and in their stance, if you will. They're not every wolf this big lumbering hulk of a person. There's petite wolves out there. But they all have this kind of I'm a badass vibe coming off of them because they have to. The weak in the pack don't last long. If someone has to take care of you, you don't last long because you're wasting precious resources of the pack. But you kind of see like there's at least several who are like, whoa. You're injecting us with silver. You're injecting us with silver. They're kind of looking to our Skarsgård, like, are we being murdered here? Skarsgård's like, he puts his hand on the shoulder of the first person who pipes up. He's like, hey, if you die, I swear to goodness, we'll be eating this flesh off his face before your body's even cold.
I give him the double take. Like, I mean, he should be okay.
I flip one of those like quick out of the sheath, like walk up to the dock and flip it over to Skarsgård. So like he should take one in front of his people.
It's like
just
you kind of see him like the face, like, yeah, I should have thought of that. And he does hand the cartridge over to Ito, and he's like, go ahead. And he blows up.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh well.
New leader time.
Looks like I put a little too much silver in that reagent.
Oopsie.
I mean, if this was comical, yeah, that would not.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. He takes it. You can kind of see like shivers, but overall, and you can see he almost throws up. You think, if you had to guess, being of a medical vein here, You could see that this dude almost threw up in front of his whole pack, but he kind of holds it in, gets keeps his composure, and walks away and has a seat and goes back to his beer.
Nice.
And the rest of the pack follows in turn. Adrian, are you doing anything during this procession?
Lines him up.
No, I don't have any specific.
Are you
gearing
carrying?
up I need to do.
Are you carrying around your balustrade like right now?
Yeah.
I'll say you definitely get some admiring looks from the pack members. It's like, oh,
Yeah, especially when I let it drop and hit the ground and show that it's metal.
Yeah, like it probably even cracks the cement of a little chip off the floor as it does so. They're like, oh, you see a bunch of them nodding. It's like it's so simple yet functional. It doesn't need to look fancy to smash someone's brains out of their skull and into the wall.
My part of the montage is going to be using an old saw, like not a skill saw, but like a miter saw or something, to fashion a double-ended pointed staff, right, out of wood. And
cool.
As I'm done with that, I look at Adrian next, and I'm standing next to like a big pile of logs. Sure, you don't want one of these? And I like tap the log.
A balustrade. Sorry, a balustrade is literally a piece of a railing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is from how you're at, you see those, stone, thick stone, railing pieces.
Yeah.
This was, from a time where they were making them out of iron.
Oh my God. Got it.
Yeah, so like probably Doc couldn't even pick this thing up.
Yeah.
Much less like
doubt.
kill somebody with it.
I believe the description in the playbook is, like a clumsy, brutal weapon or something.
Yeah. Big club of iron.
that will fit the bill.
Weapon. Yes,
yeah.
A big club of iron.
Nice.
Very nice. Cool.
That will ruin a Vamps day.
That will ruin a lot of people's days. Mortals, Vamps, you name it. It kind of bashes them. All right. So let's do this. I'm gonna say there is you guys find yourself, the whole pack, and you guys are outside this one of those kind of like the rich folks. How they have like the small estate in the middle of the city. It's like their front lawn is like probably like 2/3 of a football field, and there's a big wall with a big metal gate, in the front of it.
Yeah.
That's where you're at. Actually, why don't you, Doc? This is time for you to do your mammoth plan.
Yeah.
What do you roll for that? Look it up.
Mind.
Excellent.
See if I get lucky.
Partially. Let's see. All right, so you got an 8. Let's bring that up again.
I think that's like.
So best laid plans on 7 to 9 hold 2.
Nice.
So again, this is I'll let you kind of be in charge of keeping track of what you're doing with this, but you have 2 hold. At any time you can add +1 to someone's roll. You can, after they roll. And again, this kind of functions as, we planned it that way, type of thing.
Yep.
You can dismiss all harm from someone who suffers harm from a single attack, or you can ensure your people have the exact gear they need on hand.
Nice.
Cool. And yeah, so you're definitely ahead of the game here. So cool. Can I keep track of that and let me know when you'd like to spend it? If it occurs to me, I'll prompt you, but
I have noted it.
Excellent. So we're gonna say that there's no freaking way you can do this stealthy. It's just, these are vampires. These are creatures of the night. They sensed you before you even came within a block of them. This many wolves gathered together. The scent is, to a vampire, to be very palpable, so much that they're it's like, if you can imagine yourself like straight in the middle of like a leather mill, where they're tanning the leather and stretching it and cutting it and all that smell. That's what the vampires probably smell.
I would also like to hope too that this would be very uncharacteristic, that Dimitri would not necessarily be expecting a full-on attack. But I mean, he establishes power base, but perhaps a retaliation might not be in order.
Or did he
Not that
expect
there's
such a large retaliation?
or expect that not that I'm leading, not that I'm the leader of the thing, but that there would be a retaliation after putting Ivan's head in some mortal's
Yeah,
freight elevator.
because it's just not done. I mean, you put it in their garden. That's fine. Good place to put the head. But you put it in someone's freight elevator.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
it.
you, buddy. Fuck you.
You're done.
So yeah, if I have the understanding that there's no way we're going to be stealthy on this, I think when we pull up in the car, it'll be a straight on to the gate, sudden stop, squealing tires. My door opens, I get out, pop the trunk, pull this big 2-ended stick out of the back.
Awesome.
Walk up to the front gate, tap it. Is Dimitri here?
Holy shit.
Jesus.
So while you're doing this, there's already wolves like scaling the walls.
Yeah.
I looked at one of the wolves. I'm like, all you had to do was tell me to open the gate, and I'm gonna go for the front door.
Awesome.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
smash through the.
Like my goal is the front door. The gate is in the way.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Awesome.
Crunch.
As
That's
they
awesome.
said in Cement Mixer 4, open the gate!
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna use tear it down
Yeah.
and roll blood.
Yeah. Yep. Roll with blood, and we'll see how you do. This is gonna be pretty interesting. What'd you get?
I smash or move through obstacles and get what I want.
Nice.
Oh,
Like I think
jeez.
I literally just grab both sides of the gate and just like pull it back and then just like push it forward and rip it off its hinges.
Yeah. So not that it matters so much at this stage in the game, but Doc, mark 1 corruption. You're putting yourself in danger on purpose.
Yes, I am.
Let's see.
Does this? So this is actually. So corruption is cumulative, yes?
Yeah.
Or do you recover corruption in
No.
between sessions?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. It's cumulative.
Got it.
Oh, we
2
forgot
corruption.
forgot the let it out move, but we'll definitely be doing some letting it out when we get in here. So okay, yeah. So why don't you describe what happened? So you kind of you grab both sides of the gate as right after Eugene taps on the gate with his stick. Is Dimitri home?
Yeah, and of course makes a horrendous racket.
Well, yeah. You basically there's like collapsing wall on either side. You cover the space within a couple seconds, and next thing you know, the door is splinters. It was like one of those steel banded wooden doors, made of oak, and now it was a beautiful thing, but now it's just this kindling on the ground at this point. And
I'm taking my time to get up there.
yeah, Adrian will absolutely find himself face to face with some.
Again, I'm rushing in, so
Yeah, that's about to say. So yeah, you're rushing in, so you definitely get 1 armor. Are you in service of an instinct? I don't think so. Or you?
No,
Oh,
because there's not really anyone innocent here,
No.
and nor is he either disloyal or defiant because he's a crime lord. Those are both things he's supposed to do.
Gotcha. All right, that's fair.
And frankly, the wolves aren't being defiant because they're not with him, anyways. Like
Right,
if this was Dimitri or
if this is
Ivan,
vampires, yeah, you'd have some rolls to make.
if this was like vampires fighting back, then I would be going against an instinct.
Absolutely. All right. So yeah, so you're definitely standing face to face with vampires. For Ito, for all of Skarsgård's kind of talking you down, you really came through for him, and you showed your ability to do some tactical planning. So they're going to put you in charge. You're actually leading a small group. We haven't done any of groups like before in this game. Let's do some groups.
And I do also want to roll Vigilante when this starts.
Cool. Yeah, you won't be able to do that quite yet, but yes.
I'm going into a battle.
Yep, absolutely. I'm going to give them a shot at you first, and then we'll get to that. Eugene, what are you doing?
Well, it depends on whether or not something's coming my way, but let's just say I'm going to be casually poking and prodding and shooting off shotguns.
Right, that kind of like taking a walk through the park, but blowing someone's face off.
So sorry.
It's like you can just see, waiting for challenge, challenge. No challenge yet. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that kind of good stuff's going on all over the place here. The good part of the wolves are kind of fanned out and are kind of going around. They're waiting for someone to come out the windows of the building, which is square, or whatever. Kind of at least looking to like be aware of the movement of the enemy, or if they're coming out. Skarsgård, he's like walking near you, Eugene, but he's ahead of you. He has to be. The alpha doesn't let a freaking mortal, just walk into Mordor first,
Yeah.
He has to be the guy. So he's making more speed and tearing up the stuff as he goes.
I'll refrain from any snarky comments.
that is wise. Let's see. So let's do this.
I'm basically trying to make myself as much of a target as possible.
Right.
So
awesome. Adrian, roll. Why don't you roll plus spirit to keep your cool, real quick?
Okay.
See where you're at, as you're literally face to face with a bunch of vampires. Okay.
I'm moderately cool.
All right. So, you can avoid their major attacks right now if you back away. If you give up, standing, literally inside their building. If you go back out to like where Eugene and Skarsgård are right now.
Yeah, I'll give up some ground and also, puts them in a choke.
Sure.
A choke point where they have to go through the door.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So you keep your cool. Think about it, on a different level than just bashing into heads. And yeah, you see that potential choke point there. Yeah. So Eugene, you definitely see, Adrian back up suddenly, like retreating is almost as quickly as he went up there.
right.
Let's see, Doc, what are you doing with your group, your small group of wolves at your beck and call?
Well, since I can't believe I'm doing this, but since Adrian and Eugene are at the front, I'm taking the small group around the back to see if anyone's. I'm just envisioning like large estate plantation thing that there's not there, there's there's a large behemoth garage kind of thing, but
Sure.
I'm going around the other side, going to the backyard where the pool perhaps would be, just to see if anyone is trying to run out the back door.
Cool. Yeah. So
And
you're I think it's about like 5 or 6 wolves with you, and you do see a like a couple vamps pop out. They're looking like almost like they're trying to make a run for it. You if you had to guess, the wolves are kind of looking to you, but you can tell they want to just destroy.
oh, I'm definitely like, get them.
All right. So here's how this works. So your group is a 1 harm, 2 armor group. So you're a small group. You're going
Okay.
up against individuals. So basically, you will wield them as a weapon for all intents
Okay.
and purposes. And because they're not even a small group, they do more damage. So that they basically are 2 damage, 2 harm, 2 defense at your beck and call here. So go ahead and roll to unleash. Roll
Got
with
it.
blood.
That's... Yeah. Gonna be rough.
All right. Do you want to use one of your hold to make that a 7?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So it's a 7. So 7 and 9. Choose one. So basically, you'll basically inflict terrible harm. Let's see here. No, I'm sorry. You inflict harm is established. Sorry, I'm mixing up my games here. So on a hit, you inflict harm is established. You do 2 harm to them. On a 7 through 9, choose one below as well. Either they inflict harm on you, or you find yourself in a bad spot. And you also choose one from the list up top. So let's choose the one first. You want to inflict terrible harm, so do 3 damage, or take something from them. Let's do that first.
Can you take information like where is Dimitri?
Yeah.
Or
Let's take something from them. That's information. You can you can basically play out that you're torturing them as they're trying to escape.
yes, basically directing the wolves to as they charge in, like, just grab one. We got to find where Dimitri is, and going for information.
Cool.
But it does put me in a bad spot because not that I'm even in my past history, I was not a master tactician, so I didn't hold anyone back.
Oh, so
So
you're on your own right now.
I'm sort of on my own at the moment.
Okay, cool. Yeah, as one kind of gets mauled, we'll say one is immediately taken out. The other one is kind of trying to still run. Didn't do enough harm to really take them out. The other one is definitely not, going anywhere fast. But that guy, as he's being hurt, your guys are using knives and chains and stuff. And there's cuts. You can see the abrasions on his skin, where they kind of wrapped it around. And the guy's like, "He's in the study. He's in the study."
And
Not bad.
bash him over. Take my foot, stake him while he's being held.
Let's see. So yeah, let's.
Well, actually, I don't think I have that opportunity because I'm actually not next to them.
Yeah,
but
yep.
I'm walking up to them.
Gotcha. All right, so hold there.
Okay.
Eugene, what are you doing here? As you moved up, they seem to be hesitant to come out that front choke point that Adriana's created, but there's a couple that are definitely peeking out. So now is time when you want to either let's see here. You can unleash, or you can do a let it out type of thing. Now would be an awesome time to do that for you.
All right.
Kind of get your hunter intuition going. So if you want to do a let it out, go ahead and roll a spirit.
Okay. Let it out. Spirit. Partial.
Okay. So let's see here. On hit, choose one and mark corruption. So you mark down one corruption and then choose one from the list. So that can be like extend your senses to kind of like, anticipate where the vampires are type of thing. Frighten, intimidate, or impress them. Take definite hold of something vulnerable, exposed, like maybe that entryway. Or take one forward on your next roll. So have +1. And kind of show me how the let it out makes that thing happen.
Okay. So let's say this, and I'm not sure if this would maybe turn into a +1 or if it would be a vulnerability or an exposed thing, but since the choke point is there and that limits where the vampires can actually look out, I'm thinking, and I have a really nice long spearing type weapon, I'm looking for that precise moment where there's like 2 heads about to look out the same spot and then throw that thing and try and spear them both at the same time.
Ooh, that's cool. Let's call it a +1
Okay.
+1 forward. So that'll be the next. Why don't you
All right.
let's have you do that right away, and then we'll see what Adrian's doing.
And so is that a unleash?
That's an unleash.
Okay.
We'll see how you do, and whatever it is, you get +1 to the roll.
Okay. And then unleash.
That's plus blood. All right. So you got a 9, so that's all right. So let's see. So your thing will probably do, we'll say 2 harm.
And then I'm deadly, so 3.
So that's 3. Ooh, wow, that's right. So, all right. So choose one. Do you want to inflict terrible harm or take something from them? I'm assuming in terrible harm.
Yeah, terrible harm.
Okay, so that'll make it a 4.
Okay.
And then on a 7 to 9, choose one. They inflict harm on you, or you find yourself in a bad spot.
They can inflict harm on me.
Okay. Why don't you take 2 harm then?
Okay. So
As they kind of leash out. I'll say, yeah, what the heck? Let's have some fun and say, yeah, you do get you spear the 2 through the head.
Okay.
It's quite the gory scene. You could actually like hang him on a mantle or something like that at this point.
Like a
But
spit.
so we've established kind of that things don't necessarily always turn into dust. But what's the effect of a vampire getting whacked? What does it look like? If we can say that Ivan left a desiccated head behind. What then
I kind
does
of
it
like
look
the
like?
idea that it depends on the vampire. So like,
Hmm.
let's say out of these 2 vampires, one of them breaks apart into like tiny little creepy crawly bugs,
Ooh.
right? And those kind of scatter away. The other one, let's say he's a melter.
He's a melter. Oh wow, that's nasty. Awesome, cool. Yeah, so you see the guy melt out of some other Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom. Cool. What's Adrian doing? You're probably like right nearby as the 2 get speared through the head.
Yeah, and I think that creates enough of an opening that I want to go in with the vigilante move.
Nice. And I'll bring that up just so we have it. Let's see here. Where is oh, here it is, vigilante. Let's just read it off, because I don't think we've used it in a little while at least. When you go into battle, roll with blood, and basically you get holes depending on how you roll, and you can do amazingly horrible things to people with that. So go ahead and make your roll. 9. Okay, so 9, hold 2.
Take the hold 2. How many vamps are there?
I'm gonna say like if you're at a point where you can actually see inside, and you see about 5 or so in that general area.
I'll kill 2 of them.
Awesome.
So I step past, as I'm stepping past Eugene, this goes into, a little bit of Batman combat time, and I just like pick up, a splintered beam from the door, and like the first vampire that comes at me, I just, like impale, the vampire, and stake him essentially on the door. Whereas the second, gets the full balustrade treatment into a wall.
Oh my god. So then, and again, you find yourself in the midst of a gaggle of vampires. What is the group of vampires called?
I kind of like gaggle. It's amusing.
Gaggle works.
Well,
Awesome.
it might be a flock, but
Like
that's
A murder of
coterie or
vampires.
something,
That's
yeah.
crows, yeah.
yeah, coterie, coterie. Yeah,
The coterie of vampire. Oh, that's good. I will say
that's what Steve said.
yeah. Oh, good. I will say that like 2 of them they decide this is not freaking going to happen, and they're getting out of there. You actually see 2 run. There's no doubt in your mind, Adrian, that they're like not just escaping this compound. They're like going to another country, type of getting the fuck out of Dodge. this is not a good place anymore, and it's never going to be safe for them. They get that now, and it took like one of their dudes being impaled and then balustrated to get that through their thick skulls.
Hmm.
So there's like only like 2 left, and they're hesitant bunches at that. Um, let's see. In the meantime,
Fire.
yeah,
Okay, don't we have a werewolf with us?
yeah, exactly. And he's doing his thing too. Is he kind of he'll enter and he'll go the opposite direction from where you're at. And you see, Adrian, you're in from a point, and I suppose Eugene also. You can see that, though it's not a full moon and he's not transforming, you do see his fingers elongate into just Adrian-sized claws, like they're big. This is rending time, and
Cool.
you hear screams of vampires, and they scream like, the sound is horrible as they go down. Um, outside, Doc, why don't you roll plus spirit to keep your cool?
Yes.
I want to see what happens if you're alone and if anything goes on with that.
Most
Just keep your
likely.
cool.
Oh,
All right. So you can you can stay safe from this, as basically there's a couple other vampires jump out of windows on the second story to come down on your group, and they're close to you. You can see from the look in your eyes that they don't consider you a big threat at the moment, even though you're probably carrying your big ass gun with you and some other implements.
yes.
But if you back off, they'll just worry about the group that you were leading before and not worry about you.
Yeah, because I'm
If
backing off to try to, which I realize will put me in a precarious position with the pack, but I want to try to send a text message to Eugene and the group to say Dimitri's in the study, because I have no way to tell them any of the
You
information.
could call me.
Well, yeah,
nobody calls anymore.
yeah.
I
Nobody.
think we need comms as opposed to phones.
Yeah, you guys need comms. That's something to invest in.
Yeah, yeah. Probably should. Although we did in a different scene.
Did you? Did you have comms?
When
Oh yeah. When you guys were
when
going to the
Up
main
against the
mage's
Mayans.
house, and you were doing your
Yes.
deal for his hair.
Yep.
yes,
All right, yeah, all right. You have
So,
comms.
yeah.
Let's do that. We've established
So
that you guys have them in
yeah,
the fiction. I'm good with that.
Dimitri's in the study.
Oh, Roger that.
I do fade back a bit because there's no way I can take on like 3 vamps
Cool.
unless I pull. Oh wait, that's not for me. That's for another person.
So I'm assuming the study is going to be like right off of the main entrance somewhere, towards the
Probably,
front of the house.
if we had to assume, yeah.
So I'm going to head off towards the first door that I think's the study.
So how did Eugene get into the house? I'm sorry. Did
I had broke the door open
you'd broke the door open and entered in?
and then
We're in the
back out,
front, yeah. So I should
Okay.
relay that.
and then I went in.
Okay.
Okay.
We're in the front hall.
Front door breached. Entering the front hall.
All right. So yeah, you back off, and that gives you enough time to get the message over and stay safe. Adrian, as you kind of finish your destruction entry, you see amongst the rubble that now has scattered your feet, there's a table, and there is what looks like a teenage boy strapped to it, an innocent, in the middle of all this. He looks like he was going to be dinner.
Convenient.
I have no problem freeing him at the time.
You will, because if you have the 2 vamps that are yet around you. What do you do?
Ask
I
for
mean,
help.
like go right in to save him. Technically, I'm operating in service of one of my instincts.
Yes, you do.
In that case, I will hope to just shrug off the vampire's attacks.
All right. Let's see here. Let's roll to keep your cool to see how well you do.
which is frightening in and of itself. That
Yes. All right. All right. So 7, 8, so 9. MC will tell you what's going to cost you. I'm going to say if you are going to just shrug them off, that you're still going to take probably 2 harm from them. Total.
I will.
All right. So go ahead and mark 2 harm. But you can definitely protect this innocent and untie them, etc.
Okay.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, so the Eugene, you probably see the vampires on. They're like trying to stab Adrian, and they're stabbing him. They're actually freaking stabbing him, and he's not doing anything to defend himself, ward him off, or anything. You can kind of see he's going towards another person on a table, but you don't have the angle to see this is like maybe not a vampire or what.
But I could help him out.
You could help him out if you wanted to. You're in a position to do so.
Yeah, definitely. What's the easiest thing to do? Yep. Okay. So, he might be a little close for that. I think I'm gonna go in with whole. So I jump. Yeah, I jump straight from where I'm at. Kind of like up in the air, blade down. Come make a hole in you.
Nice. A blade move if ever I've seen one. All right, roll blood. Let's see how you do.
Roll blood. Unleash, right?
Yep. Holy crap.
Yoo-hoo!
All right. I'll say with the 10 you're able to yeah, let's see how you do. So you're gonna let's see, inflict terrible harm or take something from them.
Yeah, let's just go for inflict terrible harm.
Okay. And what is whole? Is that iron or holy? I forget.
No. Whole it's blessed.
Oh.
Yep, it's a blessed bladed short sword. It's 2 harm.
Okay.
So it's holy.
All right. So plus your extra plus is
1.
holy on these guys is armor piercing. I'm gonna say. So 4 or 5. I'll let you just wipe out both of them if you want. They're done.
Sweet.
Just tell me how it looks on the second guy.
All right. I'm counting on the first one dissipating so I can fall right through him as I stab him. Mm-hmm. And as I hit the ground, I spin around to the back and cut the legs off the other one. Because I figure they're both they're coming at Adrian from 2 different sides around the table, right?
Sure.
So I spin around, cut the legs off the other one, and reverse grip it again, and throw it right through his heart.
Oh wow!
Well, not throw it, but like stab it right through his heart.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll say they're both melters for flavor here. And Adrian, as you're doing your thing, you can feel the wind of whole as it whips by on your back, and you're paying attention to your thing, but otherwise you're kind of oblivious to what the hell is happening back there.
Fair.
Cool. Let's see, Doc. Where are you moving to?
So, I would be in the backyard, and the 2. So, is anything in particular happening? So, are the vamps running? They see the pack members and they're going for the pack members, or are they?
It looks like they're pulling back into the building. They're now in siege mode, protect from siege type of deal. But of course, the siege is already broken. They don't realize it yet.
So they're heading. So they jumped out the window to go back into the building.
They jumped out the window to take out skirmishers outside to kind of let the people inside have more time. It looks like again you're looking from a tactical viewpoint, but it looks like the rest of them you don't know what's going on. You're likely your wolf guys ripped these guys apart after you left them, but you had to back off far enough where that's really not something you can see at the moment. You're probably more circling around to the front at this point. But it looks like the remaining ones are kind of pulling inward towards the center.
So this is accounting for a portion. So are the other wolves like trying to break into the second floor windows and the
Yeah,
porch on the
there's a
top? And
couple with literal grappling hook and stuff like that, and a couple like one is able to like jump the distance,
yeah,
but and help the others up. But yeah, the wolves are kind of entering from all directions, it seems, whereas and that's one of the reasons that the Vamps are pulling in towards the center because they really don't have a flank that isn't being attacked. So the best
right.
way to do that is to retreat inward, in towards the center of the circle, and make one front for all intents and purposes once you get there.
So I give like a whatever, not a comms, but like it sounds demeaning, but a really like a whistle to get the attention of the pack members that were swarming, and like give them the
Go in.
yeah, like the headed in sign, and get up, like pull my trusty Beretta out, and uh, take a look at, take a peek in, and if they're backed into the door and not, otherwise, basically just, I don't really have like long range weaponry, so trying to get into the building, I guess, and
Gotcha. You probably have your gun in
uh,
one hand, a stake in the other,
stake in the other. Yeah.
surf and turf,
So
if you will, from the weapon world.
So I'm not really feeling the power to be able to like take on a vamp myself that wasn't kind of already injured or held down.
Gotcha.
So I'm not sure how to like direct people. Oh, you said that's kind of like a giant. They're like kind of a giant weapon. So yeah, so
They were. You're now not directing a group anymore, so that is not the situation.
got it. Okay. So yeah, then I am very cautiously looking to see where if I can actually get into the building.
Yeah, you can
And
actually go into the front, but it's advancing anywhere is going to be dangerous. There's no safe area here.
okay. Got it. So I leave the group. Got it. So I'm leaving the group. They're doing their thing from the back, had their opening, and I come back around the front, and I'm basically coming in behind Eugene and Adrian.
Okay, definitely take another corruption. This is another dumbass putting yourself in a danger move.
So what else am I gonna do? Sit back and do nothing?
Yep, that's what leads you along the path of corruption. The
Yeah.
beautiful, delicious path of corruption.
I got to be careful. I'm about ready to retire.
Yeah. All right,
Um,
Adrian, what are you doing now?
Well, after the guy gets up and I sort of, push him towards the door.
He's definitely drugged. He's wearing like underwear and that's it. It's weird because he smells like clean,
So he's not going anywhere on his own.
yeah, you can push him out the door, but he's gonna fall out the door.
Nope. He's on my shoulder and I'm proceeding through.
Okay, so you're taking him like back out towards the wall type area?
Yeah,
Or
like towards
what's
the
your goal
gate.
here? That's my question.
Dump him in the car.
What's that?
Dump him in the car.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so Eugene out of nowhere you see, Adrian's kind of been blocking your view of whatever the hell is in front of him, and suddenly there's a body over his shoulder. He turns, runs straight out the door, right past you.
Where are you going?
dude,
I like the distance on that mic.
What does Adrian say anything back in the comms?
Nope.
Nope, nothing on. All right, cool. You'll definitely make it back there. Although,
And I also see Doc like peeking around the corner to the
yeah,
entrance.
yeah, it's like the Beretta comes in first, followed by Doc's arm.
Steady there, old man.
All right. So I will allow you guys to proceed forward into the study area if you want, followed by Adrian soon, but not quite yet. If that is your goal, if that's what you want to do.
How's the house for lighting? Like, are there lights on?
It looks like the vampires really weren't too concerned. Like again, once they knew they were being attacked by wolves, it was like, well, they can see pretty good now too. Anyway, so the place is actually pretty well lit.
Okay, great.
What do you do?
I look for a fine bottle of scotch in the study.
Are you guys both going towards the study? Is that your goal?
That's my goal.
Okay, awesome. So you guys get there. Skarsgård's already there. There's about 5 more vampires, including who you recognize as Dimitri. And there's probably an equal number of wolves, plus you guys, plus Skarsgård. And it's only too obvious that you guys are on the winning side here.
And before you said I took harm. I took 2 harm, right? So
yeah, 2 harm.
Grievous wound would be like what? Something that the bleeding won't stop, or what's the grievous level of?
Well, let's see here. Let's bring up your card sheet. Let's see here. Where's your harm marked? Okay. So, yeah, so you're at Grievous. Grievous it won't heal on its own. You gotta go get some medical help to make it better. And it could potentially get worse, but you're not dying right now.
Okay. So yeah, like a big enough slash like through my left arm, and I'm just realizing it now. I'm like, holy shit!
Feeling it through the adrenaline, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I relay back to Doc in case he hasn't caught up or decided to come forward. What I'm seeing. Looks like we found him and Skarsgård and Dimitri. You are not looking like you're in a good spot, my friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Adrian, you just at this point got the kid to the car, and you can start scooching back right now.
Will do.
Cool. In fact, sorry, you don't have any hold left, right? To let you spend your last hold to be there, pretty much.
I don't.
Gotcha. All right. So Dimitri, his guys are around him, and they're like, in the classic kind of vampire, claws ready to claw, fangs out and everything, and they're surrounding him in like a semicircle. He's backed up against the wall. Yeah, Eugene, there's definitely like some scotch there for you if you want it. Do the drinking hunter scene.
Now that I know that I'm injured, I'm actually gonna grab the bar rig and just tie that up.
Gotcha.
Just casually, like as I'm watching these guys tear apart this vampire, like, or whatever. Or
so the vampires are kind of forming a protective circle around him, half circle, and Dimitri, he kind of like, you can see this look of disgust on his face, like he's better than this. This should have gone right. And he kind of just looks at the whole group, the wolves, facing off against their vamp counterparts, and Skarsgård, you and the Doc, and he's like, "We can work this out."
Fire!
Do you immediately actually unleash?
Oh yeah!
All right.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Go ahead and roll blood. Let's see how you do.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that there's probably enough distance between like where the vampires are and where the werewolves are, and they're probably like in a crouch position so they can get like the most momentum. And so because of that, I'm going to use my antique silver, very messy, very loud shotgun. And
gotcha.
Shoot for Dimitri.
All right.
All right. Unleash.
Yeah, unleash.
Hello.
Holy crap. All right. So I'm assuming you're going to want to inflict terrible harm.
Hell yeah.
All right, and so what does that thing do, harm-wise?
So it does 3 on its own.
Plus the one for
plus
terrible
my
harm.
1. So
plus another one for your move.
For inflict terrible harm, or for
for your your hunter move.
For deadly.
Yeah, deadly. So that's 5.
Yep.
For drama's sake, I'm going to say that you kind of blow a hole like that goes through like the left side of his chest. You can actually see daylight on the other side, but he doesn't go down. He he goes down to he's like one hand on the desk nearby, and that's about when Adrian gets back, walks in. First thing Adrian sees is the dude who just basically tried to buy him off / threaten him / whatever, just hours ago is now like, bleeding black blood onto the ground and, surrounded by enemies. It's
He
not
wants to work it out.
He wants to.
He wants to work it out.
I said no.
Work what out? Aerobics? No.
Well, I mean, it sounds like there's quite a bit between me and him, so
Yeah, no one has really done anything. I think everybody's just like, oh shit, that escalated. We were going to build this up, and suddenly there's a hole in the dude. So like nobody's like doing anything. They're not quite sure what.
hole in someone.
Yeah, what's etiquette at this point? We don't know. Do Doc or Adriana, if you want to do any act, now's a good time to do that.
I mean, I think I'll just go with a couple of the little vampires.
Oh, just kind of sweep them out.
Me and him.
I would also assume too that so Adriana's going for like the groups that are, because he's got the vamps that are swarming around him. Okay, got it.
Yeah, he's just gonna start to make a hole for whoever to get close to him.
Gotcha. All right, why don't you roll an unleash? Let's see how that looks. Nice. What will you do with your balustrade of doom? Oh, yeah. Doc, do you want to spend one of your hold to make it a 10?
Ooh.
I think it's your last hold.
It is my last hold. Yep, spending it.
Awesome. All right, it's now a 10.
I will inflict terrible harm.
Perfect. And what does that mean for your balustrade again?
It's base 3, so.
Okay, so plus the 1/4. Yeah, I'll say that these the vamps in front of them aren't dead, but you take out 2 of them where they're like to the point where coughing on them hard would turn into dust, that type of thing. But they're definitely they're looking at you. You see, and Adrian, maybe it's because of the creature you are. You find it kind of interesting, the look of like fear and strangely mortality in these vamps' eyes that you just put down on the floor as they look at you. They're again, if someone blows on them, they're gonna evaporate. And then it's like you can't help but probably think it's like so human like when you're like this.
And I don't think, I don't normally wear the ghoulish visage, when I'm attacking, but I think there's flashes of it, as I strain myself.
Sure, yeah, that's like a break in the concentration, if you will. There's like how like you do the one frame, the subliminal thing where you do one frame in the film and suddenly everybody's eating popcorn from the concession stand. Yeah, same thing where there's like that little blip of real visage and people see it and it's unnerving when you exert yourself to this degree. But definitely. Cool. Doc, did you want to do anything else?
Yeah, I don't feel like it, because I feel if I'm gonna unload, like I am at such a disadvantage for combat like this. Like even as I start pulling out my gun and shooting at these people, like I'm at a bad disadvantage. I just know my roll is going to be horrid. So
that's part of the fun.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
But my instinct to just get rid of Dimitri is very high, and so I just go.
You don't have to do. You're not forced to do anything here. This is what would Doc do?
Yeah, I would not. I would want to shoot him, but not get close.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're gonna hold off for the moment.
I'm gonna hold off. I at least have my gun drawn, but definitely looking to see how the wolves are taking out the other ones and seeing what Eugene will do next.
Okay.
I am bleeding nicely.
and it's not lost on the remaining vampires.
Yeah. But I'm not going to be able to patch you up until we get back to the workshop.
Yeah, I know.
Skarsgård.
I can do the field.
Yeah, at this point, Skarsgård's you can see him as he he kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, Eugene, and he steps forward with his other claw. His hands are still claws. There's a freaking huge, massive claw that could easily rip off your head right now, or slash it off your body, and it's on your shoulder. And the other hand, is like grabbing, almost like reaching out towards in the direction of Dimitri. He's like, you can see his look on his face, like you fucking ruined it. He's like, yeah, it's looked like you just ate like bad stew or something like that. He's just like, I don't eat vermin of others. I can't take this kill. You've already done it all for me. Go.
He's not gone yet. Get him.
Yeah. No, he's basically saying it's like, this guy's so far gone, for him to kill him would be like, carrion eater, like, basically.
Yeah.
It's not his kill to take anymore. It was supposed to be, but now it's not. Thank you, Eugene. And I'll say you probably owe him a debt for that. You basically took away his victory in front of his pack.
Next time, take your shot when you've got the chance.
Yeah.
All right.
Why don't you learn something?
All right, what do you do?
So that's kind of challenging to me. Hold on a second. I want to do something.
And we are over our time, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I'll take that I owe it to him, but I'm also going to challenge him to take responsibility for himself. So.
Ooh, you're gonna persuade is what you're trying to do.
Is that what it would be?
Yeah. There's something you want him to do. You have leverage in that. Basically, you've shown yourself to be worthy. You're taking his kill. This could be like I don't think it's a threat, but it's definitely. I can see you're definitely triggering persuade. If this is,
I don't want him to take the kill. Obviously, he's not going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want him to learn his lesson. Next time, take your shot when you've got it.
Gotcha.
Don't put this on me.
All right. Why don't we say you each owe each other a debt? That's how we'll resolve this.
Okay.
You owe him because you took away his ability to, prove himself to his pack, and he owes you because you taught him a lesson in what he failed to do as a pack leader. Why he deserved not to have it, type of thing. Good lesson learned. Should we call it that?
Yep. And so he owes me 2 debts. Right.
All right. And so what happens next?
I take the other shot. Second barrel.
All right, I'm not going to have you roll Unleash. He's far enough gone. Yeah, you just describe to me what happens when he meets his end.
Oh yeah, so I see him as kind of a brittle boy. Like he's the kind that'll turn to rock after he gets hit, but it's a really soft rock. It's the kind that after you tap it, it starts cracking, and then,
oh nice, one of those.
He falls down into pieces, and like. Maybe the left half of his face is left staring up from the floor, and
nice.
Rock visage. Yeah.
All right. So as soon as you do that, and he starts like just the motion of the bodies in the room starts the rumble on the ground, and he starts collapsing. He falls into that, falls away. Each of the wolves present puts their heads back and. Nice. And and that's how I'll end the session. I'll let you guys do your after move off screen, your session end. So figure out what faction you want to increase and decrease. We'll take care of that off screen. Just do it on your own. I don't want to take any more time tonight. I hate sending you guys to bed late. But yeah, so this was session 8. 2 to go.
I take pictures, by the way. I'm taking pictures of that because not for my personal collection, but we need proof to go back to Cassandra.
Ooh,
that's awesome.
Oh, nice. All right, cool, awesome. All right, good session, guys. Thank you so much. You're awesome, all of you. Like I said, I think all of you kind of had a chance to show what you're made of this session, which is cool. But again, this is Mark playing the Doc Ito, the veteran. Aaron playing Eugene Banks, the hunter.
Sure.
Steve playing Adrian, the vessel. And I'm Scott of Scott's Face Files, and you're probably watching this either on Twitch channel, in which case all the good stuff is right below. Follow me up top and click to be aware when I go online. Twitter and Discord are down below. Click on those. And if you're watching me on YouTube later, click on the link that's in the description, and it'll send you to my page or to my channel where you can see all that cool stuff. Anyway, hope you guys had a good time. I know I did. And thank you, Dr. Oculari, for visiting us again. And we'll all see you guys in a week for episode 9. Holy crap.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So get to bed. Good night. Thank you so much, guys. You're awesome. You rock. Keep on being awesome.
Thank you.